Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Balance Podcast, where we're going to be looking at our 1000th character today, which, crazy that we've gotten this far. TT's having mic issues. I do not understand. I've never seen this one before. I don't know, but I'll try
Wait,
to
the
remember to
TT's
show
mic
podcast
is the
names
main reason why
sometimes.
it's character number 1000 right now.
Huh?
So you're telling us that TT's mic issues are the main reason we're at character number 1000.
That is literally not what I said.
I am very confused, man. But regardless, though, 1000 characters, holy shit.
We made it.
Yeah, I don't know how we got this far, but hey, we're gonna keep going until we run out of characters, which might never happen with how some of these episodes are coming out lately, but I don't know. Might speed up over the summer.
Yeah.
In any case,
We'll see.
Get more
let's
time.
begin with character number 981, Ouija.
Okay! Okay! The sky had a Pokemon from my simulations match!
That's not a Pokemon!
Holy shit, finally.
Oh, hey, TG.
Oh, hey,
Finally got
TG's
this
mic got
going.
fixed.
So, yeah. Ouija. Yeah, Ouija is a pretty simple character,
Ouija.
but,
Mario.
you know, it doesn't have to be complicated to be good, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, first up we have the Anchor Slam, which is 7 damage with that also has an anti-airborne feature.
Wait a second, this is... Does the anti-airborne feature make it cost more, or is that just a flavor thing?
No, I
It's
don't
mostly
think
just a
it
flavor
does. It's kind of like projectile damage.
Oh wow, and it's funny.
Yeah. I think it might
What?
I think it costs more if like the stuff actually does more to people who are airborne, but like this doesn't. It just removes airborne. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, then you have Pokeboom.
What
Counter.
the fuck?
And you have I hope she made lots of spaghetti. Yeah. AoE mini crits for 2 turns, but you only get 3 uses of this per match.
Luigi, look! It's from Ouija.
And then lastly, you have the Ouija Pirates, which turns an opponent's moveset into Ouija's for 3 turns. I will note something with Ouija's kit is that, well, first off, Ouija's immune to his own virus, so they get a dud move. And second off, all of Ouija's moves are very expensive, which means if the opponent was that low FP, they're kind of just a sitting duck while Ouija has them transformed.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and
Yeah,
summons
one
are
thing
permanently transformed into Ouija.
So there's one neat interaction here. Because you're technically making the summons into new Ouijas, and if they're joining your side, you technically get 3 more uses of lots of spaghetti from that.
Oh, you're right.
I did not
The
say
infinite possible is real. Only at Olive Garden.
Infinite
I'm not sure if I
possibility.
should allow that, but that's a funny interaction. Anyways, Birthright. Ouija gains +1 power for every other Ouija on the field, and every 7 turns he also gets a piranha plant that counts as a Ouija.
Lots of Ouija today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sure wonder why.
It's a stone Ouija. I didn't make it.
Luigi. You didn't make it.
Yes, I did. I chiseled it.
Anyways, then you have the Final Smash. Grants huge for 4 turns, and also increases Ouija virus's duration. Also, if you kill him in this state, he basically just gets a full heal.
Wait.
Yeah, don't bother.
So basically speaking, in order to actually kill Ouija off entirely, you have to kill the feet, the legs, the torso, and the head, meaning that you have to melt through 4 separate boss life bars just to kill him.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's 80
if you
HP at
manage to
minimum.
kill
Goodness
Giga
gracious.
Ouija, you were probably just you're kind of cracked actually. You basically need full
Maybe a
full
little.
heals.
Bowser.
God.
Yeah, in theory, it would skip past one of the life bars, given the fact that if you're using something like Boggy Bonker, that's a multi-hit. Would that go through
Yeah.
to the torso in that case? Or legs, or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, it basically just means Ouija is huge for 4 turns, and also you can't kill him. So, yeah.
If you kill him, that might be a problem with the character you're facing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ouija's a simple one, but he's got expensive tools that are also pretty strong. In particular, looking at lots of spaghetti here, AoE mini crits kind of goes wild sometimes.
Maybe a little bit. Let me also duplicate.
Where do we want to place him then?
I exited out
Probably
of dark,
A.
but
Yeah,
I can agree with
probably A or
that.
B.
I feel like one big tool is, aside from the mini crits, he also does have the summon stealer, which is really good in some occasions.
Yep. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
just making
sure.
your own regions as well.
Oh yeah, he could.
I support
Right,
this.
he could just turn. Right, he could turn the Koopa Troll into Ouija. God, imagine Ouija with Koopa Troll stats, man.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on, we got another
Up on that.
note. Ouija soloed the division.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as it
Ouija
turns out,
virus
when you
has
need a
some
base
very funny
attack,
implications, as it turns out.
the division was a funny fight.
Yeah. Towards the end, you know. We did. We pulled out a. For those of you who are not in the loop, near the end, we decided, okay, let's just. We're going to cook. We're going to destroy the division in like 5 turns. And part of that strategy was energetic encouragement with a shit ton of AoE power buffs. And we used the sphere bot to bring in Ouija for the mini crits.
Yeah.
It was high.
Painting
Anyways,
the town, painting the boss red is still a very valid strategy, even against 1000 HP opponents.
yeah, as it turns out, when you have 10 people on your team at once, it's pretty hard. All base attacking the foe relentlessly works out pretty well. Anyways, next up we have Zerika.
Yeah.
That's not a fucking inkling.
It really isn't.
Anyways,
It's a
Are you
squid
sure
like
it's not an
creature.
inkling? It's how
Zerika is a squid-like beast that took control of a human by lying on top of the head of a person. She can kill the human by injecting toxins directly into their brain, disguising her tentacles as the human's hair. God is not wrong because after killing the humans, Zerika uses the cells and organs of the body in order to survive. Zerika's tentacles are capable to paralyze and poison on touch, but they can also generate electric shocks on a mild distance and form bubbles of poison that can be thrown. This feels like a Hogetsu OC.
It really does.
you ain't wrong.
Yeah. Well, whatever. For the record, that is not an insult to either Leiron or Kogetsu. I like this character, but anyways. First up we have Tentacle
Done.
Bash. It's a tri-attack. Or rather a fingernail.
Yes.
Para defense. Get the foghorn.
Oh, it's been so long since I've been able to find a move that I can actually genuinely pull this out on.
Amazing.
We finally have it finally happened again. We finally found a move that is actually for the purpose of the foghorn.
Bubble Assault.
I
Use
never
4
thought
damage
I'd see
inflicts
that.
poison for 3 turns. Yeah. I mean, simple enough.
It's a
And
poison.
then lastly, Possession. Only 3 turns after exiting the arm state. Alright, puts it back into armed mode.
Go down
so
to
this character
ability.
has a passive that is weirdly below the moveset, which is weird considering it's kind of SA, but whatever.
This is
Zerk will
one
start
of
in an
Wave's
armed
early
state. The armed
ones.
state acts like a shield and has 10 max HP. She'll only have 3 skills due to possession not being usable. After losing all her HP, she'll enter the unarmed state. While being unarmed, she'll have her normal HP with the downside of having -1 power and -1 def while you're in this state. So basically, you have a
So
lot
while
more
you're
HP than a normal character, but when someone gets through that extra HP, you kind of suck for a little while until you can use possession
so
again.
while the shield is really good, that downside sucks, and I don't think the moveset really justifies this. While you may point out the tri-attack, remember that the passive also removes a power when this happens.
Yeah, passives. I mean, I see why the passive is here. It's not like it does nothing, and like
I think
it's
the
fun.
passive
It's a
is
fun little
cool. It just
character
needs a
thing. But
better
the
use
problem
of
is,
it.
I think it I don't think it's necessarily unbalanced, but like also it doesn't seem all that great either.
Yeah. The passive is probably the only reason I consider this character anything other than F tier, honestly, because that is having a 10 HP shield at the start, as well as being able to bring one in every so often, is pretty good.
Yeah,
Possession basically is just gain a 10 HP shield.
pretty much. Yeah,
I suppose you're
and
right.
also just remove the power and death drops too. That's basically waterlogged.
Yeah.
Anyways, final smash is 15 AOE damage, but also puts Zerika into her unarmed state if she's not already in it.
That
Oh,
was
wait.
pretty
Don't worry, I
Oh,
weird,
noticed
it
but
I
only
had to
not
is
think
one
for
that
her.
arm state.
standard.
Okay, so it's 15 AOE, but also you're kind of stuck for a little while. I see.
Cool.
Um, passive is cool, but I feel like she doesn't quite get. I'm not. I'm having a hard time deciding how good the passive is because, like, yeah, losing the shield kind of sucks, but also you're getting a lot of extra HP out of having the shield, especially since you can get it back. So I'm not sure.
I mean, my thought is that is still like you're basically minus like the moment that goes down, you're basically kind of defenseless, given that your tri attack's going to be doing 3 damage. Then your best attack is basically just a poison attack, and you basically have -1 death while the opponent wails at you until you get the 9 FP in 3 turns to actually get the body back.
Yeah.
It, it
I guess.
it's a cool character in concept, but I really don't think this character's good.
Yeah. How does D tier sound?
Yeah, D.
Depends on what
D
usage you
tier
can find with the
sound.
passive.
I mean, if nothing else, having 10 extra HP, having this extra HP, even if you do sometimes get -1 dev, is at least kind of good for tanking.
I mean,
Yeah, there are
sure.
ways past it.
It's not.
Like
There
already
are ways
mantle and
past it,
stuff.
but like, I can at least see some potential uses for this character.
I'm throwing solar plumber onto it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also true. You can kind of just, if you have other ways of defending yourself, the -1 dev doesn't really matter. So yeah.
One of the
Still
ways to
kind of
defend
stinks,
yourself
but like,
just
yeah. Anyways, next up we have Chroma Kitty. If if memory serves, Velcro made this character for the purposes of entering World of Neo with them, but that didn't really
I
happen.
don't think.
So
Oops.
Yeah,
yeah,
I should ping about that sometime. It's been a bit.
yeah. In any case, Chroma Kitty. First up, you got Cannonade, 1x3 piercing. Simple enough. Probably work. I don't think Velcro did this on purpose, but this is probably pretty nice against the balloons because those guys have 1 defense.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Chroma Cannon, inflicts alternates between inflicting 2 turns of Hue Fire Inferno and Hue Shock every turn. The color of which alternating between blue and orange every 2 turns. Okay, it's like turn 1 it's blue Hue Fire Inferno, then blue Hue Shock, then orange Hue Fire, and then orange Hue Shock. That's a bit
so
strange, but okay.
considering where this is going to be used, it only becomes useful every 3rd and 4th turn.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
mean, for what it's worth, it doesn't reset between battles, but yeah, since a lot of enemies, at least early on in World of Neo, don't have 2 moves, yeah.
Yeah,
Overcharge. Deals 5 accurate damage to the target and inflicts sparking on both the target and self for 2 turns each. Um, I mean, I feel like it's kind of directly, against what you want against Cannonades thing, but sure, I guess.
yeah, that's a good point. That is
Eh.
kind of a. I don't know.
Accurate is also a questionable thing at best, but meh. And you might get some use out of it. Anyways, Plasma
Yeah,
Shield. Use an ally electric shield. The shield takes the target ally from 1 hit and nullifies electric statuses. I mean,
just.
it's not the
Oh wait,
worst. I mean, I'd probably still want a 1-hit shield, but also, like, it is still a 1-hit shield. Those do tend to be pretty good. Maybe
I
not
mean,
for
in the
World of
context
Neo,
of
but,
World of
like,
Neo, is there anything that inflicts Hue Shock that would make that matter?
um, Not in where we currently are. It might be.
Yeah.
I feel like this plasma shield would probably be good later in World of Neo, but like right now, I don't think any enemy has more than 4 power. So yeah.
It's a late game move. You can't fault him for that.
Birthright. Paradox. Negative hue statuses applied to this character last half as long as usual. Positive hue statuses last 1.5 times as long.
Very nice.
Rogue.
Yeah. Uh, then Chroma Chaos inflicts an uber hue status of choice to a valid target for 5 turns. The color of the inflicted hue status cannot be yellow, purple, or rainbow. Okay, so
So let's see what they can inflict, because I don't think there's enough time for Hue Demise to do its thing.
without a color, without being permanent, probably not. Probably the ones you'd want to inflict are like Hallucination, Hue NATO, and maybe Hue Shock. Hue Shock can still be funny.
Wait, is Hue Shock Gooba now?
Hue Shock is not Uber. Wait, oh wait, does this? Oh wait, does this? Oh, it has.
Yeah, it's
I
only
didn't really think about
Ubers.
this. So I guess it does have to be an Uber Hue status. Maybe.
Uber specification! Let's go!
In any case,
Trunk is
if
living
that
for
is the
this.
case, then that would be Hue Daze, Hue Demise, Hue Dodge, Hue Hallucination, and all right, Hue Dash.
So
Decent
given these
options. Hue
are
Dash
only
is.
one color,
I think Hue Dash might be the best option.
and given
Because
it's
it
one
helps Hue
turn,
Dash
like it's
Orange
one
and
target. That is kind of sad when given I can name a few final smashes that give fast for a fair amount of turns to the whole team.
yeah,
Man.
it's
It
yeah.
has options, but it doesn't really make use of those options, mainly due to the fact that you have to choose a color for it.
Yeah.
5 turns is a long time,
Uh,
though.
That said, there's probably like one thing you can do where you can flick two demise right on an opponent and basically just shut them up for 5 turns.
that is true. Hue Demise is a valid status that can be inflicted here.
But yeah, that's pretty much the most I can think of this.
Yeah. Character as a whole.
Not a fan of it, to be honest, but I do
Yeah.
respect the attempt.
Now
Yeah,
that I
the
think
idea is
about it,
neat. I feel like it doesn't come together very well.
yeah.
Especially
Yeah.
looking at overcharging cannonade here. Ugh. You do not want to be Sparky when your main attacking move is a multi-hit.
Yeah, that is kind of anti-synergistic. And that's what 2
Yeah.
turns
Yeah.
might do.
I feel like that's
This
enough for
character
me to want
does
to put this
remind.
character in D tier, honestly. Like, you
Wow,
Yeah, the
okay.
moves are starting to go against each other. That's kind of a problem.
even with Chroma Cannon, like, sure, these are good statuses, but the problem with not being able to control even the color of them is kinda not what you want. You have so little
Yeah.
control over this. Sure, all the options are generally good, but I feel like you would want to have more control if all over the. Like, I feel like all
Yeah.
the options
At
are
the
good
very least, be
individually,
able
but they
to,
just don't work together very well. I mean,
yeah, at
okay,
the very least, be able to
actually,
decide the
hold
color.
on. There is one thing. I feel like the intention of Plasma Shield is that it nullifies electric statuses that are on you, which I'm guessing is meant to negate the downside of overcharge. Which, if that is
I
how it
mean,
works,
well
it's
said.
neat. But I don't think it. I don't think Plasma Shield is ever going to last long enough for that to really help you much. It's only a one-hit shield and
Yeah.
all. It's
Hmm.
like I
If
can
the
see where
opponent
you're
kicks
going
for a
from here, but it
one-hit
just
shield,
yeah. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't want to put
D
this
tier.
character D tier. I like the ideas at play. It just doesn't come together very well.
Yeah, I'm really just not sure how you make this character better. Like, how do you justify not putting it in D tier here?
Yeah.
Honestly, the character kind of reminds me of Almond, Velcro's like campaign character. Like no arm, except this one has a mechanical arm instead, and some like fire and electric like inclusions, and also
Yeah, I
kind
kind
of
of got
standing
that vibe while I was
species.
looking through this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a bit
Also,
odd.
all of her moves are 4 FP, so that's kind of funny.
so I'm
Their moves,
wondering if
sorry.
they're meant to be related.
Wait, how did they guess 4's locker passcode?
Yeah. Anyways, next up we have Ace, Mechanic.
Oh shit. Hey, hold on. Got some.
Right.
The Dark
Let's
Bee
see
guy.
here. We've got first up we have Energy Shell, which grants a 6 HP shield. Simple enough. Heal Capsule, which grants it's a 6 HP heal, and for 4 extra FP, you can heal 2 people at once.
Multi-target heals are particularly useful.
Yep.
That
Death
said,
Capsule.
here's the main thing. He has Energy Shell and Heal Capsule. I'm not sure he should be having both of them, but like I expected, he has enough moves to probably justify not including one regardless.
Yeah.
It's been a
This
overlap
Yeah,
here.
this is a
Dark
Dark
Bee
Bee
has
character. He
Dark
has a
Bee's
lot.
characters tend to have a good amount of moves, so it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
Anyways, Death Capsule grants 3 courage charges. Can also use it on an ally. Has a 2-turn cooldown.
Whoa.
So courage
That
charge
is-
is interesting since it basically means the next 3 attacks you take get their damage halved rather than 3 turns.
Yeah, that is debatably better than, just 3 turns of coach flat, since the opponent can't just wait it out. They have to interact with it.
Yep. I think you can still use piercing to waste a courage charge, but still, piercing is expensive.
If you're forcing them to use 3 piercing attacks on you in a row, then you've probably won that FP trade.
True. Anyways, Sonic Boom. Deals 2 damage to all foes. Yeah.
Amazing.
Simply a magnet. Grants magnetize for 3 turns. Probably nice with that death capsule.
Yeah.
Heavy strike. 7 damage. Sniper fire.
Big shot.
5 damage. That appears to be accurate. I think that's the intention here.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be accurate, and if it's not, we go yell at him and tell him to make it accurate.
Or 3 FP. Anyways, sniper fire. Oh wait, no, that's the one who just like gravity hammer.
Gravity Hammer.
Let's see here. Is that 4 damage to 2 people? That looks like it's 4 damage to 2 people.
That looks like 4 damage for 4 FP.
I mean, 4 damage to 2 people is the only way I can justify this, because, like, there's 2 hammers here. Like, if it's supposed to be
Yeah,
hang
more,
on,
so
let me
then
the
see.
thing is, Dugby really needs to make if Dugby, if you're watching this, we like your characters. Can you please make the effects a bit more clear on some of these earlier docs? We sometimes get confused on what these are meant to do.
Yeah, I'm going to assume that's 4 damage to 2 people, because what else? There's no other thing with 4 damage aside from pierce. This doesn't look to be piercing, and that's the only other thing that could be this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, blue birthright. Ace activates blue armor, opposition fight armor. Has 3 shield HP and 1 def. When Ace uses it, he gains recharge. It keeps it until the end of the transformation. Its birthright is similar to it. Activate blue armor, you have to take your turn. Systematically, the last in the turn order. Absolute negative priority. 5 turn cooldown after the blue armor is destroyed.
So if you're wondering what recharge is, it's
Alright.
you
Yeah.
restore 1 HP per turn, and you get slightly better electrified on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Well,
me status.
It's
Hi.
actually not even debatably. It's since it doesn't cancel multi, it's like electrified does.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's
at least
better
it
for
hits more than
passive
electrified will
damage,
ever
but
do.
worse for canceling
I mean,
moves.
fair enough, but still worth mentioning. Anyways,
Yeah.
it seems okay. The shield isn't very tanky, but like recharge is a fine enough status.
Yeah.
Eden's Blessing. Ace brings his ATR 301 robot back to the field. Since it is a training robot, it knows how to defend itself. It's 5 HP and 5 bars. Its bars uses attack and defend. It has 3 moves below. Jolt Blow costs 2 bars and deals 4 damage. Protect Bubble has 2 bars and gives an ally a 3 HP shield. And Mega Beam costs 5 bars and deals 7 piercing damage. When an ATR 301 has used all his bar, he turns off and can be brought back after 4 turns. I don't think it's going to live 4 turns after turning off, but like, hey.
Yeah, I think the main thing you want to bring this thing in for is probably the 7 damage off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there's a debate here, honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to argue with the 7 piercing damage.
Yeah, it's a very destructive force.
Anyways, Final Smash brings out 7 seemingly innocuous floating cans from reality from it. They concentrate the shots in one point for unlocking a gigantic fiend that deals 15 damage to everyone.
Oh, hey, it's just an
It-
objectively better version of Zerka's Final Smash. Where do you go?
Yeah. Well, that's ace. I'm thinking probably B tier on this one. Seems fine enough.
Yeah, the 3 code charge move sells that tier for me. That is a
Yeah.
lot of value.
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
use Magnetize to force the opponent to interact with you.
Yes. And if not, then you can just
Interacting
keep
with you
building
is
up
not
code
fun
charges until they can just never hit you normally again.
Yep. Tank strategies are funny sometimes, as we'll find
Yeah.
out next character. But before that, Neo Dark B.
Oh shit, speaking
Yes.
of the new.
Uh, Much simpler character. We got Shining
This
Star
is a
Bolt,
very boring.
5 damage or +2 if you charge it for a turn. Light Halberd, 2x3 damage. Neat. Star Armor,
Yeah.
it's +1 def for 4 turns. That is the weirdest way you could possibly describe that, but okay. Charge Shot, deals 10 damage.
So,
Yeah,
this is a
this character
character.
sure does damage.
Huh.
And I sure do like how much damage this character can do. It is very damage.
Final
Honestly,
Smash
I
inflicts
don't believe
Hellfire
him.
on all
I don't
foes
think.
for 3. Wait. Hold on. Is this just
It's
Hellfire
just
on
one
one opponent
person.
for 3 turns?
So,
Huh.
okay. I think this might be the best Final Smash in the game.
Oh my god. Okay,
Honestly,
then
I
it
don't
can't
believe him
be
when he says it's a
Carlos's
video
Final
character.
Smash.
We should really do the Final Smash tier list sometime.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Right, so... Yeah, Neo Darkfy.
So here's my problem with the
Honestly, I
character.
feel like... Okay, let me make my argument. Hammer Bro is in C tier, and he has 3 damaging moves and 1 slight utility move. Neo Darkby's utility move is worse than Hammer Bros. I think D tier.
That is exactly what I was going to point out when you brought up Hammer Bro.
So, yeah. 3 D tiers this episode already. I did not expect that.
No, you were supposed to obey me. The 3D tier souls.
Anyways, next up we have the BTDX Spike Factory.
Oh,
Oh,
and
good
Metal Kid
heaven.
broke it.
Not one of these things again.
Yep.
You better
More
get
of these
used to
things
them,
again.
Lucas. We need them for boss rush.
Yeah, we're gonna be seeing quite a few of those soon. So, yeah. Anyways, so first up we have Road Spikes. It's a 3 HP shield that makes direct and weapon attackers take 1 piercing damage that is affected by this factory's POW. The attack still goes through even if it was a multi-hit. Spike Factory can stack spikes on top of people who already have them, so, you know. You can potentially get a bulky shield, just mind the cooldown, I guess.
Just click toward the dimension or something, SMH.
Yeah. You also have the banana tree. Just same as usual. Get 5 HP someone that gives you coins per turn. Probably pretty helpful for the Spike Factory since it doesn't have great damage on its own.
I mean, debatably, the Spike Factory at least has the ability to defend it.
Yep. And also you can just throw in like an attack pad, like Mega Attack or something, and you're probably good.
That's true.
Anyways, and then you have Upgrade. First up, Bigger Pile gives Road Spike 6 HP instead of 3. Already making this move
Nice.
basically on cost. Then you have Faster Piling, which reduces the cooldown by 1 turn. Always nice.
Mhm.
On the left path, you have the Spiked Ball Factory. Road Spikes become Spike Balls, which deal 3 piercing damage instead of 1, and deal double damage to players who have shields, soul HP, or fortified. Oh yeah, that's another thing with the Road Spikes. They will. Most counters I would have not hit shields and stuff, but this will.
Jericho, when the Spike Ball Factory is placed down.
Yeah. Next up, we have the spiked mines. When a spike, in addition to the 3 piercing damage for whenever you hit a player with spikes, if you destroy a spiked mine, it explodes, dealing 6 damage to whoever destroyed it, even if you used a projectile. The move also
So
no longer
screw
has a
you, I
cooldown, so yeah,
Oh boy,
Oh boy.
being punished for playing the game. Fun.
yeah,
That's a character, by the way. Get used to it.
yeah, Spike Factory. Trust me, I had to be very careful not to make the person on the people on the Spike Factory's team completely unkillable at higher tiers. Just mostly unkillable. Anyways, Spike Wall. Spike Factory has a new special move, the Spiked Barrier. Spike Factory places a spike wall in front of itself for an ally, which has 20 HP and the same properties as the Spiked Mines. 4-turn cooldown. We'll note that it doesn't require
Oh,
the spike wall to actually be destroyed in order for it to go. You can stack these up if you wait long enough.
They could just constantly stack the spike barrier on one person to bring it up to like 100 HP or something if you really wanted to.
Yeah. I will note, in a team build, that's probably not going to happen because the main thing with Spike Factory is that it's very good at protecting one person, but generally in boss you're gonna have 4 people you need to protect, so you have to do it wisely.
So here's my pitch. Just bring Juggy.
So true. Anyways, titanium spikes. Spikes now get 1 def. Blueberry Shield.
oh boy.
Blueberry and Shield.
Bavarian Shield.
Next up, we have planetary spikes, granting plus 3 HP to the road spikes. Simple enough.
Better
And
Blueberry and
lastly,
Shield.
Nebula. Spike Factor now creates mini stars, which have 15 HP and 1 death spill.
These are debatably better
Okay,
to
so
stack on the spike barrier on sheer merit of the fact that you basically just have the thing on a shorter cooldown, I think.
Yeah, it's debatable, mostly because the spike barrier does still have the nice little spike mines properties of 3 piercing damage and also exploding on people who destroy it.
Yeah.
Anyways, the right path. Road's Moab Shredder spikes. Road spikes now deal 5 piercing damage against bosses. Note that this does not work against boss shields or summons.
Also worth mentioning that you need to make sure the boss actually uses contact or weapon attacks. But
Also
that's
true.
just small potatoes.
Luckily, we have next tier for that. Traveler spikes. Road spikes no longer has a cooldown, and Spike Factory gains a new special move, homing spikes. The Spike Factory launches a set of homing spikes at a boss, dealing 6 piercing accurate damage. Only works on bosses, not to shields or summons.
I do appreciate the specification.
Yeah, this is trust me on this. This will happen sometimes in B2DX, where Traveler spikes are really good until the MOAB comes in with a shield. Because the Traveler spikes do not detect shielded MOABs as MOABs.
That totally looks like a player to me. The division with a shield.
Yep. And lastly, Spike Storm. Spike Factory gains a new special move. Carpet of Spikes. Spike Factory covers the area in spikes, launching Traveler spikes from all angles, granting all allies a set of road spikes and dealing 6 piercing accurate damage to all bosses. 4-turn cooldown.
It only works on bosses and not their shields or summonies either.
Exactly. Anyways, you got Cell if you ever want to reset or go to a different path. You know, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
And then you have the alt path on your birthright. The shield generator. Road spikes now become shields, which don't do any damage. But if a foe attacks a player with a shield, even via projectile, they're bounced back and can't target that player next turn, even if the shield was completely destroyed. If this would cause you to be unable to attack anyone, however, this property is ignored, and you may attack whoever you like in the next move. To avoid Factory's team just becoming unhittable once this upgrade is obtained, you can only have 1 shield per person, and the Spike Factory can't give shields to anyone whose shield was destroyed the previous turn.
Just be careful that as you
Okay.
go down later in the path, it starts to get scarily close to not play the game tier.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Ultra Force Fields. Shields now have 12 HP. Good luck getting to that.
Boy.
And
So it gets
lastly,
even worse with
lockdown.
lockdown.
Shields now have one death. Spike Factor gains a new special move. Emergency Protection. Spike Factor gives everyone on its team a brand new shield at once, which can actually stack like the base road spikes. 5-turn cooldown.
This scares me.
Yeah, so
Oh,
lockdown is the one that makes your team unkillable.
Woo!
I cannot find anything this out wood. But
Yeah,
it's scary. Really scary.
so yeah, this is why I don't typically make tank characters, and especially why people tank. This is especially why characters that get stronger over time are usually not of the defensive archetype, because then you get Spike Factory.
This factory will prevent you from playing the game at all costs. No fun allowed.
Yeah.
If I ever see this thing, I'm running.
Anyways,
wait.
last couple things. Aiden's Blessing. Why not spikes? Simple set of road spikes that just deals a little bit of extra damage. That's fire based.
Very neat.
And
And the final
lastly, the
smash
final
is a
smash.
singular bullet.
The Perma Spike has 25 HP, 1 defense, deals 4 piercing damage directly to weapon attackers. It cannot be destroyed by shield breakers.
Because it's a permanent spike. Can it stack if you have final smash meter?
It can stack, yes.
I'm sold.
Actually, no, it can't because the final smash meter doesn't charge while the thing is active. So, yeah. So you can only have one perma spike at a time. I'm not sure if FS meter would even be that good with factory since like factory doesn't do much damage. So your main method of getting points on it would be to take damage, but also shields mean you don't take damage. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough.
Weird stuff to think about.
Yeah, so with Factory, its main draw is the fact that the moment it does get set up, you basically just kind of win on the spot because the opponent can't do anything against you. But at the same time,
Yeah,
given the fact that it's all as a tank character, getting up to those points is going to be really hard.
Yeah,
Through
but
that.
once you do get up there, yeah, your team is going to think you have. Spike Factory is a weird, like even more than other BTDX towers. Like Spike Factories can be kind of a dead slot early on, but like becomes really, really annoying to deal with once it gets going.
Yeah.
Like
Probably the
so,
best in terms of defense, but it ends up lower tier solely based off that fact that it takes a really long time to build up.
yeah, its upgrades are some of the more expensive ones in terms of BTDX towers, and also, again, it doesn't really kill the opponent on its own like a lot of the other BTDX towers, but if your whole team is behind Spike Storm spikes, good luck. They're not killing you killing you by then. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
still think despite how slow it is at the start.
yeah. Uh, S or A?
S.
I'd say A
I would
off
love
of
to put
merit
it
of
in
how
S
long
just
it
because
get
I'm
it build
scared of
up.
it.
We threw Coca-Cola in S despite taking a while to start up. We could throw Spike Factory in there
Here's the
too.
problem with Factory is that you have to actively damage the opponent with it to get it built up. Factory has no tools that let it damage in its base kit. You can't really do what you do with Coca-Cola and hide them in the Soul Plumber, bro.
Well, I'm gonna argue I can and just get the coins that way.
And how are you pop the damage dollars?
I'll find a way.
All right. I'll put.
Helping S.
You know what?
No, he is
Okay, hold on. Let me think. Let me think about this for a moment, because like this is a very weird character in terms of stuff, but I am I am going to say I'm slightly leaning A just because again you kind of need to do damage, and B, unlike the other BTDX towers, this character doesn't really this character like take Ace for instance. This character doesn't really do much killing on its own aside from like even on the damage path. It's not doing insane amounts of damage, and like
yeah.
you might become pretty hard to kill, but Spike Factory is one that's a bit harder to make work than the other BTDX towers, I think. Still very strong,
Mm.
mind you.
Yeah.
It's probably a high A and definitely one of the better tanks, but it can kill Spike Factory before it can get going, which is not impossible. Spike Factory isn't exactly that great early on. The road spike, a 3 HP shield is not going to get you very far. But
What do you
yeah,
mean that the tattoo doesn't want the $5 biggie bag?
yeah. I don't know. I can definitely I'm still it's hard. I kind at the same time it once you do get to like say lockdown or spike storm, it does become very hard to kill your team. So
I
I don't know. I'm
respect what it
split on
does.
this.
It's just I can't say S tier because it's the hardest build up for all the BTX casts, save for Bloom Chipper.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we might have to come back to that after we see it in action more. Currently, the only time it's been used is in chimps, where it can't really build up the way it normally likes to. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, I
Spike
will.
Factory is weird, even compared to the other BTX towers.
I like it.
Anyways,
It's very
yeah,
painful, but I like it. Anyways, I'll need a
I'm
moment.
so scared of it.
yeah. Anyways, next up we have TTC Pink Ribbon, which was made by Hogetsu actually. So yeah, this character is a magic passive, but does not actually have TP. So yeah. Anyways, Ribbon Dance. Grants inflicts someone or herself with dancing for 3 turns, but also inflicts herself with trance for 3 turns. If status plus is applied to move, both statuses are increased. Trance. Your base attack and badge moves apply the magic stat in total. This does not just include badge attacks, but also applies to focus and appeal, for example. It does not apply to status moves. I think. Hold on. Let me pull up the status sheet because I feel like this may have been something may have been lost in translation here. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Well, that'll be a weird
I'm
one to
back.
explain.
So what's the problem here?
Right. So
Uh-oh.
this one. Okay, so first off, we have a little boost
France is
thing, but this
already
only affects
status.
badge moves. But also, this thing is, this version of trance also affects stuff like focus and appeals healing.
Ho-
This
Huh?
version of trance just
I'll
makes
be
all
honest, I
attacks
can barely
magic
read it.
attacks, regardless of whether they're badge moves, and doesn't really have any impact on healing stuff.
What the
So,
shit?
Maybe make it a new status?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not. Maybe Hogetsu changed this at some point, or like I just messed up when adding it to the sheet. But I
Hmm.
don't know how that happened. But okay, I assume
Um,
I assume that's why it's dancing, and I assume that's why it also gives dancing because like dancing is the one that restricts you to just badge moves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. Uh, in
Hmm.
any case, it's a
Yeah,
weird,
it's weird to me. I
interesting
kind of miss
status, but like it's kind of only really useful on Pink Ribbon herself because if you don't have the magic passive, you have 0 magic by default. So yeah, not doing much for anyone else.
Yeah.
And even then, I
So
would
what else we
probably
got?
still prefer to just get Magic Converter here, which
What's Magic
is
Converter?
just permanent tranced, or at least my version of tranced.
Ah, that is literally just power creeping power plus, huh?
Debatably.
If every
In
character
any case,
starts with one
under
magic,
my
that's
spell, inflicts tired for 2 turns, but can also do different things based on magic. In other words, it just changes its effects, but the XR becomes charmed. Yeah.
that doesn't really feel fitting.
Yeah.
I don't know. How do you go from tired to charmed?
I'm not entirely sure. I could see tired to sleepy, but charmed is honestly I'm not even sure if it's better, because like, yeah, sure, they can't attack Pink Ribbon, but your always are kinda screwed.
hmm.
Very selfish of you, Pink Ribbon.
Anyways, next up we have Tiny Wings, which gives +2 death for 2 turns, or +2 magic for 2 turns. I'm going to get to talking about this one. I think the intention to give someone both the magic boost and and trance from Ribbon Dance, but
Ribbon Dance.
I feel like these don't. I feel like Tiny Wings just doesn't last for long enough for that to really be useful. And even then, just give someone
So
like a healer boost or a POW boost, you know?
yeah, only +2 is. I mean, you have quite a bit of setup just to get this. Is the thing I'm looking at here.
Yeah. Sweet Tricks is 3 magic damage and -1 death for 2 turns, which that's standard enough.
Yeah.
Let's see. Genre shift. Pink Ribbon switches tunes and switches up while dancing. Turns a stat up / stat down move into another stat up / down move. Change +2 build up into +2 enchantment or -1 F into -1 def. You can't convert a stat up into a stat down and vice versa, but you can make good use of build up if someone up with that status.
Huh.
Okay.
Dr. DI, what do you think about this move?
I don't think.
Okay,
ITTI.
I feel like this can be interesting, but not on Pink Ribbon. Because I feel like Pink Ribbon
Yeah.
I feel like you need another character for this to be good. Like, if you have, say you have, I mean, okay, I hate to use this as an example, but actually, build up is actually kind of decent here because it's very cheap, but you can get
Wait.
+5 and nobody hits you. You can turn that into +5 charge, for instance.
Wait, hold
is
on.
actually
So
pretty
in
dang
theory,
good.
if you can build up +9 build up and then swap it.
Exactly.
I mean, I presume
Oh,
you'd still
right.
abide by caps.
Yeah. Well, yeah, probably, but still, you get what
Oh.
I'm saying.
Okay, but hear
That
me
would be
out.
funny,
We need to
though.
give build up something. And if that something is just swapping it over to a better status, then hell, let it happen.
Yes.
Troll.
Yes. It's definitely interesting. I feel like Pink Ribbon can't really make great use of it herself, but it's something that you could use.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
last up is Enticing Frolic, which grants 3 turns of dodgy, but also with the Lucky Charm effect, which grants +1 enchantment when you dodge an attack.
Huh. Yeah, that's neat.
Birthright. Ribbon Dance no longer inflicts dancing. Simple enough. Lets Trance actually kind of be okay.
Yeah.
Eden's Blessing just grants +3 enchantment. Simple enough. Final Smash. Explosion of Happiness and Magic brings 3 turns of Inspired and 3 turns of Bless. Doesn't do much, but considering how strong Bless is to happen so early is quite nice, especially as it is an AoE. I mean, AoE Bless is pretty good healing.
Yeah, that's a lot of healing in one go.
Yeah.
The
So yeah,
healer.
Again, I think it's
people
like
not seeing a
15.
Pink Ribbon without spells.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Yeah. Maybe they were taken out of the
I can
oven
see
too
the
early.
ideas here, just I feel like they don't work very well in practice.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking C tier on this one. Like, there's still some decent stuff you can do. Like, Tired is never going to be bad. And you can also do. And, there's still some good stuff. It just feels like a worse version of Pink Ribbon's kit, you know?
Yeah. It kind of just gets skimped a little bit by the fact that it's a magic character without the spell tags.
Yep,
Or the
no TP
spells.
and all. Lack of TP kind of hurts more than you'd expect, because, aside from just not having that resource, a lot of magic badges are centered around TP. You got Heightened Tension, Tension Guard, TP Drain,
Yeah,
for
you
instance.
kind
I
of
don't think
need the
anyone's used
TP to
that.
get going.
Tension
And it
Flower.
doesn't get
Tension
that
Flower is kind of the
here.
big one.
Speaking
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
experience, it's not impossible to use magic without TP, but you
Yeah, no,
do
I've
need
seen
to
it done before,
kind
but
of do it in the right way.
I've seen it done before. You can play Magic without TP, but you're also just going to be way better if you do use TP.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance.
Yeah. Next up, we have Hector.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
There he is.
Yeah.
he's gotten quite a reputation, to say the least. So,
The
first
Hector
up,
punch.
Hector has 3 POW. However, he also takes +1 damage from all elemental attacks, and elemental statuses last for 1 more turn.
Wait, what?
So, I don't think I need to explain why this is such a great passive. Just having the extra 1 POW for only a minor
That
downside,
is,
really. If Wrecking Ball has told me anything, yeah, it's kind of really good.
they're basically
Yeah,
just
it's pretty
kind of
good.
getting that for free, honestly.
Yeah, like
Hector's
sometimes
Yeah, I
you
mean,
want to
like
go
what?
with elemental attacks, especially since they are getting more common. But at the same time, but even then, that's still basically just a free P up, D down.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like
never
what?
doubt the efficiency of just getting one more power for things.
Yep. First move, Wolf Bale or Wolf Bale, either way. Hector takes up arms with his beloved axe, specially delivered by a spy. That is success not to overdo it, or it could break. The Wolf Bale grants Hector +1 pound, +1 def, and his attacks deal +1 damage if the foe has positive statuses. You may also use this move to unequip the Wolf Bale for free. After 5 turns of attacks you use with the Wolf Bale, it breaks, being repaired after a 6-turn cooldown. Pretty bulky stat buff. Pretty nice stat buff, but it's going to be on cooldown for a long time afterwards, so be careful.
Wait, what?
Yeah, just don't overdo it, or else it will break.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, like, is there a point of unequipping it? Because it seems like you have to use a turn and 6 FP to do so.
Well, no, it costs 0. It's free to unequip it, but like, I
Ah,
think the idea is just you don't want to waste it. But yeah.
that's it.
In any case, Lord's Blade instantly breaks a foe's shield or counter, regardless of strength. If neither are applicable to the current situation, deals 4 piercing damage. Weapon property. I will
Do the
note
moves
on the
incorporate the
4
+1 power?
piercing that this does account for the 3 POW, so like it is slightly worse if it doesn't actually break a shield or counter, but also who cares?
Yeah.
Who could
Yeah.
believe this?
I can't believe it.
Defensive stance. Sets up a counter stance. Negates all damage to the turn, including from statuses. At the end of the turn, after statuses are ticked, deals all negated damage to one foe. Projectile property.
Oh. Oh,
Oh my
God.
god.
Pretty nasty.
That is potentially deadly based on the boss.
Okay, hold on. I
Magnetized me
just thought
like
of a really funny idea. Okay, so
Alright,
we got 6 bread here, right?
Oh
The
Oh.
tarnished
boy.
badges return.
And we've also got
Wait,
Birthday
that's
Okay.
really
Body
old.
here.
Spread. Oh no.
And let's see, where is it? We also got
Oh
this
wait. Back
character
on
file over here.
Oh no!
back on
We're stacking
Texas
all
throwing
the
all this
damage
too.
effects! It's
Oh
over!
man.
It's over!
tarnished bros
Feels
wear
like
sweat.
Anyways, next up we have the Hector Copter. Grants airborne for 2 turns, and once the status runs out, deals 5 damage to a single foe.
Wait, what?
there it
Get owned.
is.
Simple enough. And lastly, Hector Punch. Deals 9 damage with negative priority,
One.
but if you get hit before you
Worst.
move, the move is cancelled. Simple enough. But also do not underestimate this thing's power.
Yeah.
This thing beat minus Goomba.
One punch.
Yeah, right. Anyways, next up, Birthright. Osmond, being the best general the continent has ever seen, sought some refineries to Hector's favorite weapon. It is now stronger than ever before. Wolf Bell now grants piercing and deals +2 damage against foes with positive statuses.
Oh boy, I sure do love having a positive status against Hector.
Yeah. And lastly, Armads. Equips the Armads, which heavily strengthens Hector. Hector gains +2 POW, +3 def, and luck up. Attacks do +2 damage to the foe as positive status. Hector Copter costs 0 FP to use. After 3
Oh
turns of attacks are
joy.
used with the Armads, it breaks, but if the Wolf Bale was broken, it is replenished.
Yeah.
So, really, really strong buff for 3 turns.
Yeah.
It's so
Hector,
yeah.
strong.
Hector.
He's going in A tier at least.
At least A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing with the passive. Just equipped everything's resistance, and the downsides are
Yeah, pretty
basically gone.
much.
I mean, at
For
that point, just
5v3,
equip
to
another
be
Power
fair,
Plus.
I mean, that is true. Yeah, you could just equip Power Plus, but yeah.
Yeah.
He already has
Yeah, I
3,
could
but I'm
say
saying get rid of the
A tier.
And
downside.
I don't want. I want
feel like
another
he's
Power Plus.
I feel like he's
Just get rid-
almost leaning on S tier, honestly.
Yeah,
'cause,
he
like,
has the POW. Just get rid of the
Definitely
yeah,
has an A
downside.
tier.
he's kind
I
of
want
leaning on
more
S tier,
POW.
honestly. He's got the S. He's got the.
Oh, man.
He's got the passive.
You know what they
he's got
say? You can never
Wolf
have
Veil,
enough POW.
get POW forever. I don't know. It's
I
tough.
wouldn't argue against this.
Yeah.
Maybe
I feel like just with the, I mean, here's what I'm saying. Like, you have the passive plus one POW. You also get Wolf Veil, which grants another plus one POW and negates half the downside of the passive. And you get another POW with the bonus positive status, which like most of them will. I feel like this guy just has 5 POW half the time.
Real. Who wouldn't
Yeah,
want
no,
5
I'm
POW?
saying S. I can't justify someone who can have 5 POW this often as lower than that, you know?
That's fair.
And like, sure, it will eventually go on cooldown, but like, just I don't know. Well, one, first off, you can use the final smash to replenish it, but also two, Birthright does it's very funny with this character, and 3, just bring like a little battery or something. So yeah, S tier.
Here's-
Gaming.
Yeah, very powerful character.
All right, next up, we've got the BTDX Heli Pilot.
Oh,
Oh
shit,
boy,
another
another
BTX
one.
character.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
wait,
the Heli
what
Pilot is
tier did we
pretty
give
cool.
PTC Pink Weapon?
All right. I put her in C tier.
Alright, and Hector's an S. Alright, caught up now.
Cool. Heli Pilot. First up, you have the Dart Assault. It's 1x2.
boy.
1x2 damage. Oh wait, 1x2 staling damage.
If Mush has anything helicopter related, I'm gonna lose it.
Banana Tree, same as always. Anyways, upgrade. First up, you have Quad Darts. You can outfire 4 darts with Quad Assault, with Dart Assaults. Simple enough.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
you got the
Next up,
banana
you have
tree.
Quintuple Spin, which grants a 5th hit and a 2nd hit against the same foe no longer stales. Oh yeah, you can split up the darts with Dart Assaults. You have to do... There's a lot of stuff you can do with the heli, because it's what it's... Because all its attacks have fingering properties, basically.
You never know when diversifying your hits might help, but most of the time you usually want to hit the same target with everything.
Yeah.
Oh
But
boy, I
still,
sure do
it's not-
love having a bunch of 1 HP summit.
It's still nice to have, though. Anyways,
The heli
railgun.
pilot in the distance, smoking.
The heli fires a powerful railgun at the foes, dealing 1 damage to all of them without taking up the heli's turn. Max of 1 use per turn. Nice little straight
Funny.
fast attack, I suppose.
I mean, I consider it debatably better than fast attack on sheer merit that's technically outputting more damage at the end of the day.
Yeah. Just, 1 damage at a time. It really depends on how many foes there are, honestly.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bloom Gas. The heli spews toxic fumes, dealing 1 damage to a single foe and inflicting disease for 3 turns. Does not take up the heli's turns, max of 3 uses per turn.
So to explain how deadly this one is to the audience, disease stacks. This is a fast attack that inflicts it.
Yeah,
Trolled.
so diseased is a stacking poison, basically. Which, as you can imagine with a move like this, that can rack up pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just mind your FP. This 4 FP may not seem like a lot, but if you're using it 3 times a turn, that's gonna eat it up fast.
Yeah.
Okay, but here's my take. Just equip Thorn Lemon or something.
I mean,
Yeah, like
true,
a
but
single.
still.
Yeah, no, a single flower saver makes this go from 12 to 9, which is a lot more reasonable.
Yeah.
It's the same logic
Oh,
used for
yeah.
why multi-hits are better than single strike. Here,
Yeah.
multiple moves at the same time is better than one move.
Yep. And lastly, Pestilence. The Helipilot gains a new special move, which deals 1 damage to all foes twice and inflicts 2 stacks of disease at once for 3 turns. 4 turn cooldown. In other words, it's basically just using balloon gas on all foes twice at once.
You know, it took me a moment to realize, but you can use balloon gas 3 times a turn? How did I not notice that?
Yeah, this upgrade is very silly in BTDX. I might nerf balloon gas a bit. Like, sure,
I feel it's worth mentioning that if you really want to do the 3 Flower Sabers thing, you can consistently get that disease stack up to very absurd levels in one go.
Yeah. The other thing is honestly, I might just make balloon gas 6 FP whenever I decide to update these characters again. Because, like,
Yeah.
look at this might be just a tiny bit silly. But I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. Any case, middle
It's
path,
very
Razor
silly.
Rotors. Yeah. It's basically double drone gunner. You get 2
Odd.
big damage to a single foe at the end of each turn.
I mean, double drone gunner for like 210 coins is honestly really fucking good.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, that
It's
is
not gonna win any
technically
awards,
speaking an
but like,
AP.
it's basically permanent burn on a foe. Not too shabby.
Trolled.
The Holy Pirate just constantly flies straight through them every time a turn passes.
Anyways,
Yeah.
next up, the Apache Dart Ship. Dart Barrage now fires a salvo of 3 missiles alongside the darts. Each of the 3 missiles does 1 fire damage to 3 foes. So basically, alongside the 1x5 scaling, you also get a multi-target 1x3.
Well,
Nice.
each of the 3 missiles deals 1 fire damage to 3 foes.
Yeah. It's worded a tiny bit weirdly, but yeah.
God.
So that means you can hit
Also,
up
this is
to 9
alongside Razor
people.
Rotors. The heli
Yeah.
hits you a lot.
Dude, what the
How
hell?
much hit are we talking about here?
Flying Fortress. Whenever the heli performs an action, it fires a wave of darts that deals 1 damage to all foes. The heli gains permanent fast.
What the
Alright, that is 2 separate spread
Just roll-
attacks, combined with 2 Apache waves. How much hits are we looking at here across everybody on the field that turn?
Alright, let's just for simplicity's sake, let's assume there is one
Let's
foe.
crack some numbers.
Let's see here. From the 2 actions, you get 2 waves of darts, which totals up to 2 hits. And then from each of your dart barrages, you get 5 hits from the dart barrage, plus 3 more hits from the missiles, and then you do that twice.
Mm.
And then at the end of the turn, you also get the Razor Rotors.
Huh. Wow.
So,
That is 20
yeah.
damage in one turn.
So,
And this is without buffs, by the way.
so that adds up to like what?
Actually,
24
one-
hits every turn? Or
oh,
more than
actually, this is 19 hits because the Razor Rotors is also only 1 hit, but yeah.
that? Oh. Oh, yeah.
A lot of
Still.
damage. I will note the Helipirate stuff is very expensive. As a permanent fast should be, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Anyways.
just painting the
For the
town
record,
red,
this
except
upgrade is
instead of
exactly
everyone
this
base
cracked in
attacking, it's just
BTX.
pilot.
Like, Flying Fortress is just game winning in the game. Anyways, downdraft. Yeah, fix Dizzy on 3 foes for 1 turn. Simple, but effective. Support Chinook, which doesn't really work like how it does in the games, or the main actual games, but BTX is weird that way, so yeah. Ally gains a shield around itself, permanently restoring 1 HP and 10 coins per turn, and gaining permanent immune. Each turn it can choose 1 player to receive these buffs for the turn in addition to courage. So, for full context, the support Chinook in BTDX, basically, it gains this shield around itself that, blocks, stunning projectiles and stuff like static balloons. And, because the heli can be moved around the map however you want, you can use this to protect your towers from these kinds of things. Which, yeah, it's pretty nice. And the 1 HP and 10 coins return, the support Chinook also passively gives you lives and money, which, hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, last up, Relief Aid. The Heli gives a special package finale, giving them 30 soul HP. However, after 3 turns, the soul HP will convert to regular HP, but only to a maximum of 5 HP. Any further soul HP is lost forever. 4-turn cooldown.
It feels wrong not seeing the Marine here.
Yeah. Sadly, they did not add the Marine to BTDX.
Don't you go complain to Lambeth about it?
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get something for BTDX too.
It doesn't matter. It basically just guarantees that it doesn't die.
Anyways, next up, the alt path, Railgun Plus. Railgun Plus is just Railgun, but it's piercing now. Which, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I mean, like what? Defense is easily one of the biggest things that would fuck this guy over. So
Yeah. I'm surprised this is the only path that gives him piercing. None of his other paths do that. Huh. Wait, that works out.
I'll have to rely on D-down attack.
Railgun Plus. Railgun Plus costs 1 FP less and can be used up to 5 times per turn instead of just once.
Yeah, this is some real heavy DF2 shit.
God.
Just sit down, absolutely eviscerate some guy.
So for the low cost of 3 Flower Sabers, you can cook Little Mini Gun Plus 5 times per turn for 5 FP.
I mean, plus Birthright, that would be like what, 12 BP? Which you could slot a Power Plus into there, make it even more insane.
Literally any power buffer basically just makes this a pent attack.
Pencil gaming.
The Giga Drill Beam. For 1,000 coins, for 1,000 coins, means the heli gains a permanent plasma drill around itself, dealing 7 piercing damage to 3 foes each time the heli performs an action that takes up its turn. Additionally, Railgun Plus now deals 3 piercing damage. I had to specify this because otherwise you get this thing 6 times a turn, and no.
You still click that button for 15 piercing damage a turn!
Well, yes.
You blocked him! Okay, you blocked me!
This is really funny. I approve.
So, especially on the alt path, tier 5s tend to be just win the game.
Okay, I think this kills people.
Nah, I'd win.
In real life, win the game.
It's supposed to kill people.
Simply have Reflect.
Yeah, duh.
Look at you not being the hyper-specific counterplay to this thing.
Every single BTDX tower viability dropping to 0 as soon as I equip Reflect.
King Matsumi.
Anyways, Comanche defense. 3 Comanche. Oh wait, hold on. Ian's blessing. Oh, Chinook's Signal. Switches 2 hours, position of the turn order. The item booster can switch 3 hours if you want.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's very underwhelming considering everything
It's not that
else.
great, but like I couldn't think of anything else to do for the heli, so yeah.
King Pencil.
Try to give it the cannon Chinook ability.
That's just an arrow lift.
Anyways, lastly, Comanche defense. Grants 3 Piranha plants that have access to Dart Barrage and the Apache Dart Chip upgrade. These Comanches leave after 5 turns, free with FS meter if not destroyed, and cannot be upgraded, so use them wisely. So, yeah, you basically get 3 Apache Dart Chips for a few turns. Realistically, the opponent is going to be targeting them. Realistically, the opponent is going to gun them down the moment they show up, but like, you're probably still getting at least 1 or 2 of these Dart Barrages off, so, yeah.
You're still getting the first full Dart Barrage out. And how much damage is an Apache doing in just one go?
In one go, that's 1x5 scaling plus 1x3 to 3 foes. So quite a bit.
And you have to remember the laser.
Alright, since they have Apache Dart Chip, they also get Razor Rotor, so yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
So,
basically speaking, if they don't kill 1 or 2 in the first turn, they're dead.
Yeah, so if Spike Factory was bordering on S tier, Heli Pilot is definitely S tier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
this
know,
one
a
can
little,
actually build up
a,
to
a,
this
li-
point.
a little bit of gaming, a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing holding the BTX towers back is that they don't start very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, even then, the heli has, like, a surprisingly usable base attack. Like, it's not
Yeah.
amazing or anything, but, I mean, compared to some of the other BTDX, I think it's at least usable.
Yeah,
It's a Sterling 1x2 for 4FP.
Yeah, okay. Gaming.
exactly. Anyways,
My God.
yeah, so next up we have Mush. Caleb was going to rework this character, I think, but that's reliant on the funny Goomba Horde fight ending, and that's been in purgatory for a while, so yeah, a long while.
Doom
Also,
Purgatory.
5
Or I need to go down there and like remind Fruit it exists.
All right. So, passive exclamation point box. Lush's Blocks has tons of reserve powers from all across the Mario series. He can use them at any time and no extra cost. While he has limited stock, he picks up new ones at the end of each battle. Up 3 at a time, but can only grab one from bit fights. He can't grab more than one of the same power up after a battle, and can't carry more than 3 of a single power up. Using a power will transform Mush in some way, replacing the special move Spin Jump with a power move, as well as alter his basic attacks. His transformation will last until Mush takes 25% of his max HP and damage, and at which point he'll return to normal. Crowds take a turn to use, and transformation itself is negative priority. On the bright side, this means no damage taken the turn, and their use will count towards removing them. So,
Yeah.
mouse, work with me. Okay, my mouse has decided to give up. Luckily, I still have a trackpad.
Why
You know,
did your mouse
you'd be
explode?
surprised, but this is a lot more common than you think. My mouse has been doing that for a long time. And by a long time, I mean like the
Yeah.
past month or so.
Anyways, yeah, I'm good.
Oh, I'm surprised it's still looking.
Anyways, luckily I still have my trackpad on the laptop, so no big deal. Alright, so we've got got a lot of power-ups
We
here.
might want to get we might want to get Project Crusade's badge select music going on in the background while we look through all this. Because there's a lot.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
okay. Yeah, alright, give me a second here.
What the hell?
Versus nature browse, sound, audio, stats menu. I don't think you guys can hear this, but I do have the music playing.
Is it playing in the recording at least?
Yeah, it should be playing in the recording. I'm recording my whole screen.
Okay.
Yay!
So the one thing I
let's
do
see.
find neat about Mush is that he's different from the other meta progressors on sheer merit of he already has everything. He's just fighting to keep his options.
Yeah. It kind
A
of
little bit of
kind of
gaming.
like it kind of reminds me of SD card Neo, kind of.
The original?
The whole hollows he has. Or at least the old version of SD
Oh,
card
right.
Neo. Anyways, yeah. Fireball spread deals 3 fire damage to the enemy team. Tail Flick deals 3 damage and inflicts dizzy for 3 turns. Splish Splash inflicts waterlogged for 2 turns. Hammer Suit deals 9 damage the following turn. Statue Drop deals 6 fixed non-contact damage, and gains Courage and Petrified until his next turn. Super Ball deals 5 damage. Cape Feather grants Airborne for 2 turns, and if you're already airborne, this becomes Dive Bomb, which deals 5 damage and removes it. I feel like you probably want a little more damage on that, considering it removes Airborne, but whatever, no big deal.
Yeah.
Float Away. This gives you permanent
Uh,
floaty while you have this.
I think.
That is a very dangerous status to have permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I remember giving that to Puffball and
Yeah. God.
well
The division between some of these moves is kind of funny.
Also worth noting that this one has only one stock left, so that's funny. Caleb's clearly been getting use
For
out of this
one
one.
Wonder why.
shot, he can become God.
Yeah.
Anyways, Shell Strike. Mush retreats into his shell to charge, becoming shelled until his next turn, where he rams into all opponents to deal 3 piercing damage, including power burst from shelled. If he slipped over, the attack is cancelled.
Not really the best move, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, like what?
Yeah,
Look,
I
anything that could get cancelled is a problem.
no, hold on. This
Yeah,
includes
Shelled is. I mean, like what? Shelled is kind of inherently bad status because you kind of just get fucked if the opponent knows about it.
I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, like
at
it's the
the
same problem
at the
as
very least, you could probably do something with Ready Up with this, but like even then,
yeah, like at that point you're running Ready Up for a limited stock item to deal 3 piercing damage to all opponents.
yeah. Ice Ball inflicts frozen
Like
for
even
2
to
turns. You can also pick
Nuki.
up and throw frozen enemies, deal 3 piercing damage to the frozen enemy and a separate enemy. This immediately breaks frozen, however. If there are no other valid targets, or the non-frozen target dodges, the frozen enemy is thrown into a wall instead, dealing 5 piercing damage. It's fine.
Yeah.
Pollen Gather. Grants Mush or an ally FP region for 5 turns. Simple. Boo Mushroom. Turn invisible for 1 turn, then reappear the next turn and spook someone, dealing 3 non-contact damage.
Okay.
Yeah, real.
Spring Mushroom. Apparently it's got a lot of use out of this one, considering the 0 stock.
Oh wow.
You know,
Um,
this feels odd given how bad this thing is in the actual game.
Can confirm. I replayed the
Yeah.
Galaxy
And all
recently.
it is just an overpriced Rainbow Star.
Holy shit, you're right!
Oh wait, no, it does have
Intangible.
Oh wow.
priority, but also
Oh
like
yeah.
Intangible. Intangible
yeah,
is okay. Look, I have a beef against intangible. This is a weird status for no reason. Just make it like you can't be targeted, but you also can't deal damage. That's simple enough, right?
So what I need to do is I need to bring Toad Wii Remote in here and take out the person who invented the status.
yeah,
Exactly.
fuck. God,
We need to
I
figure out
always
who
thought
did.
intangible was just an invisible reskin. No, yeah, this move is bad.
What
This
the
move is
fuck is this?
weird.
Wait, okay. If we ever do another reboot, I know what I'm changing. Spinning flight / drill dive. Mush flies high into the air, becoming airborne for 2 turns. If already airborne, this becomes drill dive, which deals 3 piercing damage and removes the airborne. Again, kind of has the cape feather problem where this feels like it should do more because it removes the airborne, but yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
helicopter.
Also, the base move is the exact same as the cape feathers. It's like, fair enough, what are you going to
Awesome.
do for a flying power, but still. Anyways, penguin
Wait, are
suit.
they actually just the same move?
The
Like,
base
fully?
move is the same, but the effects if you're already airborne are different.
How different?
How
One deals 5
different?
damage, the other deals 3 piercing.
So the Cape Feather is just strictly better Propel Mushroom, got it.
Yeah, basically.
God.
Anyways, penguin suit. Mush slide fast an opponent on his belly, causing a wave of snow to cover them, inflicting snowbound for 2 turns. Okay, I know snowbound can do some things, but is it really 5 FP? I mean,
You know, my question
like,
is why we
soft
have this
bracelets.
laundry list of stats to begin with.
It's. I mean, I guess I can kind of see it because of all the different effects it has, but yeah, it still feels weird to see that.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Remember when the
Boulder
status sheet
Roll.
was unsorted and had no colors?
Sure. Charge up for a turn, and then deals 8 non-contact damage, but leaves much petrified for his next turn. This feels like a bit heavy of a downside for. Oh wait, hold on. Oh wait, no, I think it's just. Oh wait, no, there's no charge turn. Just the 1 turn of petrified afterwards. I see.
I thought there was a charge for a second, I got scared.
It kind of looks like a charge turn, but no, it's not a charge turn. Anyways, Cloud
Yeah.
Platform. 3 HP heal and airborne for 1 turn. It's okay, I guess.
Yeah,
1/2
it's fairly
toss.
okay.
3 damage twice. Simple enough. Gold flower.
Oh god damn it,
Grants
dollars.
damage dollars. Wait, isn't much
Oh,
in
I
boy.
wonder which one of
isn't
these is
mu-
best out.
Isn't much in Caleb's campaign? How does this work there?
Oh no! Oh good
I don't know if
heavens!
I
Who
don't know
has
I
him?
don't know if
Who
much in
has
the
him?
campaign is the I don't know if much in the campaign is the same as much here, but
I don't think it is.
that's
There's no
possibly
way.
concerning.
I
Like,
don't
for
think
Yeah,
what it's
someone
worth,
so.
is.
Gold
I think
Flower
he has
is
like a
this
different moveset
overpowered,
for it.
but like still.
Yeah, someone here. Someone in that campaign's god, basically.
uh Yeah, someone used this one. I can tell you that much. Anyway, Soar. Grants airborne for 3 turns. If Much loses the Super Acorn, this airborne ends early. Alright.
Ow. I mean, like,
Uh,
I think this kind of outclasses most of the other airborne ones.
yeah, I mean,
Oh
sure.
Which, to
boy,
be,
I still.
I mean,
but like,
okay.
to be fair, when you can lose your stock, it does kind of make sense to have overlap. But also, I don't know, it's still lame.
Yeah,
Oh
I
boy,
will
I
say,
sure
like,
can't wait to use my power up to
technically
give the
this
airborne for 2 turns.
technically this can be worse than the other ones if you lose airborne immediately, but also if the opponent has projectiles, you're not gonna pull out the Super Airborne to get airborne.
Yeah.
Wait, is that actually
S-
just another airborne effect?
Yeah, this one doesn't have another effect. This one is just airborne.
This shit,
Anyways,
man!
Super Bell. Pounce. Punch pounces at an enemy and scratches them with sharp claws, dealing 2 damage twice, inflicting bleed for 3 turns. I mean, that's a decently strong effect.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like dealing damage.
Yeah. Lucky
same.
Drop. Mush transforms into a golden statue and drops onto the opponent, dealing 6 fixed non-contact damage and gaining 60 coins. He gains 6 coins even if he misses. However, Mush will remain in his statue form, becoming petrified until the end of his next turn. So it's like the
Wow.
Tanuki suit, except you get coin instead of getting courage, you get coins.
Yeah, no, you lose courage, you get coins, and it costs, I think, 1 FP extra. I have to
Yeah,
check.
it's 1
Yeah,
FP
it's 1
more.
FP extra. This is, I would not use this, because it's not even like a useful amount of coins.
You know, I'll be frank, I
Clearly whoever has this disagrees with you because this has a lower stock than the Tanuki suit right now.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't use the Tanuki suit either, but you know.
Fair enough. 8-bit mushroom. This is called the big mushroom, by the way. Caleb is a liar. Anyways, this
I
is
Does
can't
everyone
believe
lie
it.
to us? We need to impeach him now.
So retro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyways.
It's 10
Weird
damage.
mushroom. Weird jump. Deals 4 down and grants floaty for 2 turns. Okay. SMP2 mushroom. Turnip toss. Mush pulls a turnip out of the ground, tossing it at an opponent. Turnip he pulls out. The second is in a cycle of 4, maintaining the cycle between transformations and even between pit floors. The third will be a small turnip. The first 2 turnips will always deal 5 damage. Third will be a small turnip and it'll deal 1 damage. However, to make up for it, the final turnip of the cycle will be a giant turnip, which deals a whopping 9 damage.
The Giga Turnip.
Yeah, okay, so basically it balances out to overall be a 5 damage attack, but then you could possibly do funny things with the giant turnip.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
funny.
I wouldn't bring Cycle Drive for this just because, again, you can kind of just lose the SMP2 mushroom before you even get to it, but like, it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, like, what? If you have good defensive stuff, it could be useful, but, I mean, like, hey, it's just free damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super Hammer. Much swings a big hammer at enemy, dealing 4 damage and knocking them down.
Bonk.
Can't confirm that this is what this does in Mario Maker 2. This is the best way to fuck with other people in online multiplayer. And lastly, you have the elephant fruit, bubble flower, and drill mushroom. Also, I just realized my music was not on loop, so we only had the music for like a minute of that. Oh well.
Man.
And what the scallop?
You see, the funny thing is that we basically had no idea this was happening.
Yeah.
Freaking dang.
But yeah,
Anyways,
so can we
aside
use
from
that
the
passive for the
power-ups,
passive is again? So basically
Uh,
speaking, they can just use a turn to grab any of these effects, and they just get to keep it until they take enough damage to lose it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I need to explain to you how much versatility that gives Mush, save for all the airborne effects. Seriously,
Yeah,
why is there
it's-
so many?
Yeah, it's kind of it's an interesting case with Mush because he does get a lot of effects out of it, but also you have to. It's kind of like a form change move. You see, you got to switch to it, and you can't lose it. So
Yeah,
it is versatile, but you also have gotta have some spare turns to you also have to actually get use out of it.
yeah, and how much how much power-ups are you getting for winning a fight?
You get 3 power-ups for winning a fight, and you can't hold more than 3 of any.
Ah, it's very good.
Wait, hold on. Did not just? I think doesn't he start with? I'm pretty sure he starts with 3 on all of them. So I'm guessing he forgot to change this on the elephant fruit and whatnot, on all the wonder
Yeah, it makes
power-ups.
me wonder what they're doing with Mush in the campaign right now, if they've been using the power-ups this much.
Yeah.
I checked. I don't think the mush in the campaign uses power ups at all. It's a different version that just doesn't have any.
I see. I mean, that makes sense. That's kind of what I did for SD card, but also, how much has he been using Mush then?
Right?
Because I feel like he's lost a lot of these power ups.
Yeah, I've only seen Much be
You know,
used
like some
exactly
just naturally
once. Where on earth is this stuff coming from?
Unless he doesn't start with 3 like I thought he did, but he started with all 3 of each, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering.
It would
Yeah,
be
I'm
weird if they
confused.
didn't start with 3 of each.
In any case, let's go on to his actual moveset now. Spin jump. Deals 3 piercing damage.
Oh, wait. You know, I
Or
feel
you
like
can
this
also use it to
space would
bounce
just.
on and over a projectile with priority. To gain the first projectile attack sent this way. This version can't be used more than once in a while, though.
So I feel like it's worth mentioning of that piercing contact damage effect. Doesn't that just outclass the propeller mush?
Well, yeah, kind of, since you can just do it and not have to be airborne for it.
I
Yeah,
was also
this
seeing the fact that
move.
you don't lose the airborne when you do that.
Yeah, the thing here,
I
I think, is just that having a power up replaces spin jump is the thing. But
I
yeah,
guess
even
that.
then, why?
Yeah, no. What?
Eh,
Yeah, no. Like.
maybe it's something we can bring up with Caleb whenever he gets around to the mushroom work, I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, like. Plus, this is also just like.
Caleb!
This is just 2 moves in a trench coat.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens with jump moves
Hmm.
sometimes. ML can attest to this.
I can definitely confirm that, yeah.
These aren't even like remotely similar though. One's a shield and one's just deals damage.
Anyways,
Minus
ground
dodge and
pound.
damage.
Deals 5 damage with negative priority. If much is airborne, this deals 6 damage. What the fuck is the point of the propeller mushroom? If much is
The
airborne, this
propeller
deals 6 damage
mushroom
with no
is
negative
so.
priority. What the fuck? This is 2 FP and deals 6 What? What?
Yeah,
How do these
same
exist on
with
the same kits?
same with dive bomb actually.
To be fair, I think Caleb does want to mushroom it, so.
It is literally just power creeping the moves and the power ups themselves! Why?
So I imagine it'll get ironed out with the rework.
Yeah, I sure hope so. How
I've
does this
never
happen on
seen
the
someone
same
get
kit?
so mad at this.
It's 6 damage with no negative priority for 2 FP versus 3 damage, also with 3 piercing damage and 3 FP. Why would you? Well, it's even worse
Yeah,
if the
it
kit's
also
better, because at least the propeller mushroom, you could maybe argue that is piercing. This is just worse. Outright.
yeah, just
That
less damage. And I mean,
For
frankly, the
more
piercing is
FP.
not going to be better unless the opponent has 4 or more defense.
Exactly. Anyways, Super Mushroom. 5 HP heal. If used on Mush, the Super Mushroom also refreshes the amount of damage needed for Mush to lose his power up by 5. This can't go higher than the amount it starts at, though. Nice way to keep your power ups intact, I suppose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, and lastly you have Wrestle, which is a 5 HP 2-power summon that can guard, base attack guard, and use much as items, not power-ups, and ground pound. Simple. Anyways, Mega Mushroom. Mush pulls out the single Mega Mushroom he has stored in his exclamation point blocks, using it to become Mega Mush. His form removes any power Mushroom he already have, but he can't give himself any while he's Mega. But this also grants him Huge and Rainbow for 3 turns. So
That
yeah,
is
he can
a
kind of just
very
go.
big
Ooh.
mushroom.
Yeah, I mean, a Mega Mushroom.
Yeah.
It does the job. Anyways, Birthright. Saddle up. Mush can now choose to instead hop on Russell's back when summoning him. While riding on Russell, he becomes fast and accurate, but Russell has shield properties instead of summon properties. He still has 5 HP.
Hey,
Birthright
that's
actually pretty
shield
good, I would
properties I
say.
can use? As someone who's actually used Russell before, I can confirm.
Yeah, Birthright Russell seems actually really good. Sure, it's not the
Yeah.
strongest shield, but also you're getting fast and accurate with it, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Anyways, Eden's Blessing. Mystery Mushroom. Flesh pulls a Mystery Mushroom from the exclamation point box and uses it to power up. Unlike the ones from Crusade, these Mystery Mushrooms actually have a function other than changing your look. Mush changes appearance into
What?
another Caleb and gains their base attack properties in one of their special moves as his power move. This counts as a power up and thus is negative priority, even when used with Lightning Item or Soul of Eden. And Mush will lose it once he takes 25% of his maximum speed, just like theirs. Also like a power up, Mush has a stock limit of 3 on these, though it's per match rather than overall. This can only be used on Mush, even when used by Russell. So, yeah. Mystery Mushroom kind of just gives him mini Scatterline, I suppose.
Yeah.
So, ignoring many complaints regarding how badly the airborne power-ups get outclassed by a single
no.
move,
This character is, to be frank, I think very hackneyed together. Like the moves function, like in the moves are perfectly functional, but a lot of them have way too much overlap with each other.
I
Like,
feel like that's kind of intentional given the stock cap, but even with that in
yeah,
mind, did you really need 3 airborne power-ups? Like, I
yeah,
get
like
there's
even
probably
with
not
the
much you could
stock
do for
cap
some of
in
these, but still.
mind, yeah, like even with
I
the
feel like,
stock cap in mind, this feels redundant. But can't argue that it's a bad move set when you have this much stuff. You
yeah.
know,
Like, I feel like,
like
at
it.
the very least with Cape Feather, I'd say make the Cape Feather reflect instead of airborne. That fits the Cape Feather effect, you know? But, like, I could kind of get out for Propeller Mushroom and Soup Breaker. And, like, what else do you do for these? If you're insisting on including every power up, yeah, there's only so much you can do. But still. But yeah,
Yeah,
despite the overlap and oddities with Airborne, I would still say this is overall a good kit, especially with Birthright Russell in mind.
yeah. Birthright and Eden's Blessing are kind of cracked, and like, as much as I could get mad at some of the redundancies, like they have essentially like 20 something moves at their disposal at all times, and it's kind of hard to justify them not being A tier just because a couple of those moves aren't exactly up to snuff. You
I mean,
know?
I will note
yeah.
again. I will note since it's like a form change, you do have to spend time to actually transform into
Yeah,
these moves.
there is the whole time thing. There is the form change, but again, it's just hard to argue with this versatility.
Yeah, like even with some of the overlap, there's still enough variety here, even with the stock cap in mind. And like depending on it does vary based on the fight. But I think on average you'll probably be making a profit with Mush, though. I guess suppose the results here might beg to differ, but you know.
Yeah, I
Still,
mean,
Now, if
if you
there's
bring him
one,
into a pit fight, you're just kind of fucked because, like,
so what
yeah.
you
like,
need to do is have someone constantly shield you so you never lose your power-up. And then you just
Yeah.
grab the power-up back when you win.
You know, for what it's worth, Russell is a shield with Birthright, so like that is an option.
A fast and accurate shield, mind you.
Yeah. Alright, we can put this in A tier. I was thinking B tier, but like I can see A tier.
yeah, like,
With the absurd amount of options he gets, 2 of which being Damage Dollars and Pseudo Dodgy, do you really want to argue B tier?
Fair enough. My mouse is still not charging. Alright. Give me a second here. Gotta scroll with the track page. Right. see here. Up into A tier. Here we go. All right. Next up, we have another Caleb character, Tony.
Like
Oh, I
the
like
hawk.
Tony. He's cool.
Like the tiger.
That is a lot of Tony.
Yeah, it's like, isn't this guy Iron Man? Anyways.
God, if Tony
Yeah.
Stark could duplicate, what would that mean for the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
God.
Crusade Cinematic Universe.
They don't want to trust. There's a load of crap in the comics that you do not want to know about.
Yeah.
Anyways, mini clones. Tony uses his power to spawn 2 mini Tony clones, which each have 1 HP, 1 POW, and permanent dodgy. There's no limit to how many of these clones can be out at a time, but for every 2 mini clones out on the field, Tony himself alternates between losing 1 POW and 1 death. Which, yeah.
Wait, what?
So, yeah, you know,
He's
you
going to
two-
lose a lot of stats from this, but depending on what he can do with the Tonys, he may be able to make up for that.
Yeah, and plus, you know, just having a bunch of summons out at once, generally pretty good. Especially if you have, like,
Yeah.
R plus P or something. Or
Just be careful that
Yeah.
when
And
you get like
actually,
20
this
Tonys.
character could probably, given this character's game plan of having a lot of clones, Friendship Plus might actually work here. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Go
Jesus
forth, my
Christ.
army.
That's +1 every time you use the move.
I think the
Yeah.
Zookeeper badge is also work here too.
Yep.
Hmm.
Reform. Tony will call all of his clones back to him, removing them from the field and restoring his lost stats. For every mini Tony reabsorbed, Tony heals 1 HP and 1 FP. Mini Tony clones lost this way cannot be revived and do not trigger Zookeeper's Wrath.
I mean,
Oh god, imagine that with Zookeeper's Wrath for a second. How many stacks of Furious would that be?
Does Furious
like,
Oh wait.
Yes. The
Wrath
answer is
I
yes.
don't think Furious on Wrath actually stacks. I think it just refreshes.
No, it
No,
should.
that's what it
I think it
did, but I
does.
guess I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
When your summons defeated,
Oh,
become Furious.
never mind.
Already Furious, the status is reset. Okay.
But my question is why he specifies it then.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I
who
think-
uses
I
this
think-
badge?
Well, I think it just doesn't trigger Zookeeper's Wrath because it wouldn't be. It just doesn't make him furious in the first place. See.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
summons don't actually die.
me when I kill my own summon and I'm just so fucking mad.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah,
bodyguard.
guys.
Someone get
Yeah,
Ultra Sad on the
so it
line.
dies.
Tony uses his clones to cover for him, making all the attacks aimed at him instead hit a mini Tony. All clones will have dodge even ignored while they are covering for Tony. Also, the clones will have the effects of any guard badges Tony has equipped. Caleb likes his guard
So in
badge.
theory, that good. You're
Uh,
gonna have a bad time there, son!
So, yeah.
True.
And lastly, Dogpile. Tony jumps at someone in
Yeah.
an attempt to pin them down, dealing 2 damage and immobilizing the opponent for a turn. All mini clones get in on the action too, taking their turns to add extra power to the Dogpile attack. If one is electrified, burnified, or has some other effect on contact status, Tony and all mini Tony clones will be affected by it.
Alright, guys, we found the electrified beast. Fuck you, Tony.
Oh wait, TDI.
Yo!
The mini Tonys are all reading the Doki Doki manga!
There's no
Oh,
Doki Doki Manga P. They
God.
can't do that. They can't do that. Only the regular one.
I'm gonna make it right now! Just to annoy you!
Well, it's not approved yet, so la 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 can't hear you.
Yeah.
Screw you, it's going in the new event coming up soon.
Anyway,
Fuck.
final smash. Leaning Tower of Tony. Tony creates a plethora of mini Tony clones, stacking them on top of him as high as he can before making them all fall on an opponent. This deals 20 fixed damage to one enemy and spawns 5 mini Tony clones. However, the stat dropping downside of having so many clones doesn't go away, so Tony will be left wide open to enemy attacks afterwards. FS meter variation will only spawn 3 clones. I assume that one also
I
does
would-
less damage, because, yeah, still.
Yeah.
Anyways, Birthright. Stamina training. Tony will only drop a stat for every 3 clones on the field. Pretty
Yeah,
helpful,
I
I
mean-
would say.
Yeah.
that makes
Especially-
2 Tonys not reduce your stats.
Yeah, it makes the first mini clones actually, like, just kind of free. Well, I mean, besides that P cost, but you know.
Yeah.
Eden's Blessing. Energy drink. Gives Tony a boost advantage, disabling the stat dropping card and making mini Tony clones for the next 3 turns. Perfect for making an army.
The Tony army is real.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So,
yeah, as an actual move set, I don't think we actually reviewed that much, but like we just kind of joked about it. But like, I feel like this downside and the moves that are on this kit don't really make up for the power of the clones. Besides the fact that they're dodgy, so they just be annoying as shit to kill.
Yeah, the main thing I'm seeing is honestly the bodyguards move, and that is basically all you really have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the bodyguards move, and
really-
even then, I think if you're specking that hard into it, you'd probably just be better going off for like a normal guard build on like a naturally tanky character.
even
Yeah.
Dogpile isn't that great, because, like, yeah, sure, it adds extra power to the attack, but that just means all your damage is in a single hit, which sometimes has a
Yeah,
boost, but doesn't
like
really make it better.
yeah, especially because if you're running like any of the POW boosting badges for summons, Dogpile is just bad. It lowers your damage, and like immobilization is funny. Reform is way too weak to really do anything. Like you have to spend at minimum 6 FP in 2 turns to get to the point where you can use reform, and then you would just get 2 HP and FP. It's
Yeah.
bad.
I feel like this move set really just comes down to how good are the mini clones in the first place. And like they're kind
Like
of
yeah, they're
good, it's hard to be bad with, multiple summons, but at the same time, Tony's losing stats for that, and the rest of his moves aren't really that great. Even
yeah, no, it's
bodyguards
like
are, as a hit shield isn't amazing. It's like
yeah,
you're
like
losing your mini Tonys for that.
yeah, no, you're losing the one thing that makes your character good. Or, well, not even like that good. Like yeah, I'd rather just have like a piranha plant or something over these
Yeah.
guys. Like
Okay, but hear me out. A piranha plant shaped Tony.
yo, awesome. Like yeah, but like in general, I want to say C tier on this guy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, and not even an impressive C tier.
Yeah. Like you
Like,
can
for putting
definitely
in
do funny
perspective,
stuff
That's
with those mini
sad.
clones, but like,
like,
yeah,
putting him
you
in
need a
C
bit
tier,
more
we're
than
putting him
this.
in with Steel King Nature Bro as well. And Nature Bro just clocks his shit in, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
like
mean, he has a spread attack.
Not to mention,
Yeah.
Brambles, I think, would just kill any mini Tony that attacks without dogpiling.
Yeah, true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no, he's just dead on
Alright.
arrival.
Oh, hey, next up is one of Trunko's favorite characters, Quacky Token.
Oh boy, balance changes. Oh, can we tell the story here?
I'm
So
scared.
Sure.
basically, despite what
Oh, yeah, by the
I'm not sure how
way,
good the character
Bre-
itself is, but the boss fight for this was quite something. This guy gets a move that lets him balance anything in the fight for the rest of the battle based on whatever they feel like it. So what I did in response was that I had a soft copier in my bench that I could just use to copy the balance change move. The rest of the fight, I basically just went from attacker to just spam balance changes until the fight is over. We have done so much shit in that change log that it isn't even funny. To the point where we gave the boss an FP bar just to send a message.
God, that
Eh.
that is honestly an incredible meta narrative within a Pursuits Emotions.
Thank you. You'd be
You should be
surprised when I
doing
say
that
that isn't
more.
even the strongest thing in the kit. That would go to the fact that they have an AoE blackout button plus an AoE quad attack.
Oh, yeah, also,
Nice.
Quacky Token Boss had, like, literally just a one-hit kill button that bypasses literally everything, including Rainbow.
wait, what?
Lucas, you're saying it wrong. He has a 2-target insta-kill move that bypasses literally everything, including Rainbow.
Yeah, so,
Okay, still.
and that was
Balance
Ultra
changes
Quacky
is-
Token. The regular Quacky Token was kind of just meh. We went in with 4B to the X Towers and killed the shit out of it. Because Quacky Token had a fuck ton of HP, but didn't really do a lot of damage, which is kind of just plays into the Beat the X character strengths.
Yeah, that was a damage sponge and a half, and we kind of just wiped the floor with it. It is extremely funny how much the boss fights contrast.
Yeah, like no disrespect to Europe or anything, but yeah, it's very interesting comparing those two fights.
Yeah, like to give credit, this is probably one of my favorite fights on sheer merit of the amount of shit that happened. Like,
Yeah.
balanced it was not, absolutely
can't
not,
say-
but at the same
I
time,
can't
it's what
say-
I will remember for a long time.
Flawed as the fights may have been, I can't say they weren't memorable. I can't say they weren't
Yeah.
fun. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, actual character moveset time. Quacky
Oh,
token.
wait, that's a move set.
Kick flip deals 6 damage. Finding frenzy deals 3 damage to all foes. Gear change utilizes the double gear system to either grant fast for 2 turns or +2 power for 3 turns. Having both of those in one move is probably pretty good. Quacking in fear
Probably.
inflicts -3 off guard. Monetary exchange deals 2 damage and steals 20 coins from the target. If they have no coins, then Quacky token deals an additional 2 damage. Or 2 damage
Oh,
hit.
what do you got?
Careful
Well,
investment.
is that +2 damage or +1 hit? Either way, it doesn't really matter. They're both 4 FP anyway. Both do 4 damage anyways. Careful investments. 3 FP plus 25 coins. Wacky gives himself bit sides for 3 turns. I mean, I feel like this one's
This
only
can
good
be
if you're already.
funny.
I mean, okay, it doesn't really matter that much since, like, you know, if you're going to use this move, you probably want to be using coin strats alongside it, but also the coin cost is a bit strange, but yeah, whatever.
Oh, yeah. Speaking
Honestly,
of coin
this plus
strats,
gear
the bow fight
change.
is actually really good. That is
Perfect.
half
Oh,
a
yeah.
damage
Thanks.
dollars. That is half a
You
damage
know,
dollars.
I actually don't think I agree with that on the merit of a certain other badge
Oh,
that
right. Not because
exists. Scrap Metal Scavenger.
Ah,
Which, okay,
I
this is
see.
actually, this is like 1.5 Scrap Metal Scavengers now that I think about it. Looking up how the coins line up. 1 Scrap Metal Scavenger is 2 BP for 3 coins. 2 Scrap Metal Scavengers is 4 BP for 6 coins, and then this Birthright is 3 BP for 5 coins. So, I guess it's fine.
I think it's technically more value whenever you get down to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
You would
half a coin per
technically.
damage dealt more valuable, but yes.
Yeah.
Eden's Blessing.
I mean, you can always just stack it with Scrap Metal Scavenger to get damage dollars Papa.
And inflicts a Terrify charge onto attack. And then the final smash grants Immortal for 3 turns, which... was
That
this
is
before or
a
after
9 FP
Captain
move.
Phantoms was... Was this move set before or after Captain Phantom's thing got reworked?
I
Because,
have
like,
no
there
idea,
was
but
a
I feel
period
like
of
we
time... Yeah, we should probably buff this, but yeah, there was a period of time where this was Captain Phantom's final smash, though. Captain Phantom also got the benefit of a full MP restore.
Yeah, it's worth
So,
mentioning that this is
even with that
basically just special move for on the Lone Warrior. We actually have an
Yeah.
FP cost for this final smash. That is 8 FP.
Yeah, I mean, Immortal's not anything to complain about, but also I feel like you could do it a little better than this, you know?
Yeah. We need 4
Yeah,
turns of
probably.
Immortal.
Truly.
Alright,
Yes.
so,
Wacky token.
you know, I'm genuinely
It's,
surprised he did not sneak balance changes in here. It feels like something he would have had to put in eventually.
yeah, well, the problem is that leads to the problem of bit shift, which balance changes was stronger than bit shift, and we already know how bit shift worked out, so yeah.
I mean, surely it won't go wrong, right?
Eh. In any case, looking at what we got here, the best thing I see here is gear change, which I mean, you know, that's decent. That's a pretty good move, but
I mean, that's a
I'm not
utility
sure.
tool, but if you need a kit to justify it.
Yeah. I'm thinking probably like low B or high C on this one.
Mm. Let's see what the high C flavor index has to say. Alright. Looking at the high C flavors over here and just moving them back into chat. Pick a flavor, any flavor. If you can't find one, it's B tier.
Lucas, you choose a flavor.
I don't know.
Well, if you can't find high C
Don't
flavor that
really
fits
like
Quacky
juice.
Token, that's a B
I guess
tier.
strawberry.
Oh, never mind. There is
If I
indeed a
had-
flavor that's C tier.
Okay. Yeah, right. Up into C tier you go. I think it is better than some of Europe's other characters. Just the fast +2 power tool that is pretty good, but like I don't know, just not enough spice to it. There's coins, but nothing to do with them.
Okay.
All right. Next up, we have Joe the Toad again. Except with
What does this
fire
color
power, I
mean?
think. I don't know.
Let me see
Why is
this.
this color? Yeah. Anyways. Yeah.
What are you
So
guys seeing? What am I missing here?
look at this color on the status thing on the CHR sheet. What does the color mean?
I don't know, man. What does it mean? I don't think I'll be able to go to bed tonight. Thanks
It's
a
the
lot, whoever
secret
put this
color.
in.
Anyways, yeah, so, Firestorm, Joe the Toad, yeah, sure does exist. Fire Punch, deals 4 damage, inflicts burn for 2 turns with 5 SP.
Toast gun.
Flame Barrage, it's 1x5 scaling with fire damage. Lava Storm, grants Burnified for 6 turns for 8 FP for some reason.
Oh
Flame
boy.
Charge, 4 damage with priority. Yippee. Flaming Boots, gets airborne for 2 turns for 3 FP.
Huh.
Final Smash. Deals 4x4 damage to all foes, but Joe becomes immobilized for the following turn, and all the effects inflicted end, positive or negative.
Do we call swap SD code for that last one? How to
Yeah,
say?
Nah, it's a pretty strong Final Smash, honestly.
Yeah, that is a 4x4. So
I
here's
got
the
a
thing
4
about this
defense.
character. These
They
options are
exist.
basically just self-standard, and I'd probably like seeing them in another kit rather than Joe's kit.
Yeah, they just exist, I guess. Like I don't.
Yeah, I guess I'm thinking we put this in the same tier as the other Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
So,
never find out
that
who
would
Joe
be
is.
D tier. I know, that would be C. Wait, hold on.
I know.
Where did...
Let me check
no.
D tier, and if it's
Wait,
not
no.
in D
Wait,
tier.
no, this was... Wait, no, yeah, we put it in the C tier, right. It's just
Yeah, I was about to
like...
say, that would be a 4th D tier this
No,
episode.
yeah, no, right, I've mixed it up with the Darkby here. Or Neo Darkby, I guess.
Yeah, I see. Next up, we got Waylon from Advance Wars.
Real.
Yep.
He flies again.
Teacher saying this character should be like S tier or whatever. We'll see how that turns out. And
Maybe when he
Error
comes
has
back
occurred.
on to see the tier list and he finds him an F tier.
Let me try this again. Can any of you guys get onto the dock? Because I cannot.
Nope.
Apparently.
Yeah, you want me to stream
It's
it?
forcing me to enter my password for Microsoft, which I
Yeah,
don't
it's not
really
letting
Not
me
really,
like.
guys.
in.
I got this.
Huh?
I got this.
Alright. Well,
Yo,
watch Trunko stream, I guess.
we got
I'm
it.
the one hosting the podcast now. How do you like me now? Okay.
The Trunko takeover.
It's time for Waylon to do some whaling. The Flight of the Coward. Most of Waylon's moves involve other people doing the work for him. He can still fight, though. It's not a Hectan situation after all. So for his passive, instead of FP, Waylon uses the battle coins, given where he comes from. 1 FP equals 20 coins. These battle coins cannot be used in the shop because, to put it frankly, that'd be broken. Pre-reset level specifically. 2 units can be added at a time. All units will have a 3-turn cooldown when destroyed. Except for the fighter, which has 5. And the battlecopter, which only has 1. All these are available at the start of the fight, except for the fighter plane. By the way, all the units have grounded just so you can hit them. How kind. Alright. So, starting off, we got the Ko Zone. Waywon can enter a unit to give it 2 death. However, if he's in it while or when it gets destroyed, he takes 5 fixed damage. He can take a turn to enter and exit it, depending on whether or not it needs 2 death. It's a particularly good buff to give a summon because it guarantees that it lasts for a long time, to put it bluntly. But the problem is that if it dies, you take damage. A lot of damage.
Yeah, no, again, one of the big advantages of summoners is that they can force you to split your focus. And this essentially removes that upside at the cost of a really good buff. I think it's cool, honestly.
Yeah. You know, I just wrote notes that all these are writable. I'm gonna write that down later.
Oh boy,
The Charles Waylon team up will be amazing.
I'm the bold action man. But anyways, first up in summons, we got the transport copter. It's basically just a shield. 6 HP to be precise. For 80 coins, given the fact that so 1 FP would be 20 coins worth, so that basically makes sense. I'm not sure how good the coin thing here, honestly. Can you just Monopoly card that, or is it just
I'm not
flavor?
entirely sure the ramifications of the coin passive here. I'm not sure if it just reskinned coins with bigger numbers, or reskinned FP with bigger numbers, or if he can only get stuff through coin badges.
Yeah,
I mean, it's from what I understand, I think it's essentially FP because they gave. I think if I remember correctly, he gave a conversion. It's like 20 coins equals 1 FP.
Yeah.
It's odd, but 3 flower sabers, a few scrap metal scavengers, and try attack probably does something with that in mind.
Yeah.
But anyways, now on to the units that
I
actually.
think you probably want to want
Oh, wait.
scrap metal on this because that would I don't think scrap metal fixes summons.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is trick on the BTDX passive onto the Waylon. I'm sure there's a way to do that. Alright, but anyways, up first, the most disposable unit, the Battlecopter. This thing has 4 HP and 2 POW. It's a piranha plant. It also kind of shows that we can't really use FP conventions here, because that is an odd number when putting it into the FP thing. Oh well, decimals.
Yeah, that comes out to, I think, 6.5 FP.
So it's half a point of FP more expensive.
Well,
It's a good
okay,
thing we have
guys.
the power plant unit of measurements.
Get on
Don't
our
worry,
level.
guys. I'll equip Thorn Remnant to make it even worse.
Yes! Let's go.
The FP conventions will be broken in 2! Alright. But next up, we got the Stealth Fighter. 3 HP, 4 POW. If you really think it's gonna get killed in a single turn, you can make it go invisible in a turn with priority. Be very careful with the Invincilock clause, though. This thing has a 4-turn cooldown. Yeah.
Oh joy.
Basically speaking, it's a fragile but potentially very powerful summon. It doesn't really do all too much, though, aside from just hurt you.
I mean, like, hey.
That seems to be a trend with Waylon summons.
Yeah, the Waylon summons don't really have any special effects. They just kill you real good.
Pretty much. Next up, the Bomber Plane. This behemoth unit has 4 HP, 5 POW, and a single point of defense. This one cannot hit airborne enemies, unfortunately, but it can't reflect its attack. 250 coins means this bad boy rounds out at 12.5.
Yeah, 12.5. You know.
Alright.
Yeah.
So what about the
5
fighter
POW.
plane?
Pretty.
So the fighter plane, I think, is actually worse than the bomber. 3 POW, 0 death but fast. You see, the thing is that you're technically getting this for cheaper, and it has technically a little bit more bulk due to that point of defense.
Not true. I think fast does mean it does do more damage overall.
Yeah, fast means it does 1 more damage at base, and if you have any POW buffs on hand, again, fighter's gonna get a lot better. You can argue over whether it or bomber is better, but I think at the end of the day, they're both really good.
Yeah. His birthright makes things even more confusing, applying a 15% discount to all of these units.
Okay, that's mean.
This kind of makes me think that Flower Saber doesn't work because if that's the, but also, this first rate makes you think that Flower Saber doesn't work on the passive on his stuff because like if that's the case, then like why not just use Flower Saber? It is the same cost as Birthright.
You know, I'm realizing a problem. How does the FP conversion rate here go? Can you even convert FP into coins?
I'm thinking TD. I don't know if it's still online, but
Yeah, I see the problem already, is that you're going to take ages to get in your best units, depending on how that works.
like okay. Let's assume I assume this works like normal FP, just for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just normal FP just has bigger numbers involved. You still you have to spend a lot of money to you have to spend a lot of FP to get your bomber or your fighter out, and then when one of them gets a straight, well, you gotta wait for a while to get more, and you can't even really spam these summons since Waylon can only have 2 of them out at a time. Which kind of leads to the summoner
Yeah,
problem I mentioned back during when we covered Jerry's Summoner, where you kind of just got locked out of doing anything because I didn't kill his summons. And I had enough healing to outpace his summons damage.
yeah, that's kind of an issue. He's not
I feel like
Hectan, so he
that's
can technically
I
do
think
things,
I feel like that's
but
less
bear
of
in
an issue for
mind,
Waylon because Waylon's summons are generally beefier and with more pow, but like still. That
Yeah,
is a
he
thing,
is
and like
just a
most of these guys
summoner.
aren't durable enough to the point where I would most of these guys aren't durable enough to the point where they're going where I justify the FP cost sometimes. So okay, kind of. The bomber is pretty.
yeah,
The bomber is really good. Okay, it's hard to say because like on one hand, the bomber is 5 out. That is pretty strong, but on the other hand, you can also just die to a mega attack. You know, it's hard. It's hard to
yeah.
judge these things.
That is actually kind of concerning, because for 4FP, you can invalidate 15 FP worth of coins in the fighter plane. Same goes for the bomber, as well as every single other summon here.
I mean, that's
Now
probably
to
why
give
he has the whole death thing.
Now, to give
You
credit,
know.
one, yes, the death thing, and two, summon. Since this character only has summons, that means he can only bring summon badges. And, yeah,
When you,
that can be pretty
when you
good.
put all your eggs in one basket, that might be a bit of an issue in terms of actually getting things done on the field, you know? Summon badges take a lot of BP, and bear in mind, you still have to also account for your coin economy just to put them on the field.
Yeah.
And depending on how that conversation goes, this is either I'm not, but if it ends up being that you need coin badges, bear in mind that coin badges are the most expensive badges to build for.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, that's kind of an issue.
Kind of a skill issue.
There certainly is
Talk
some
about it.
versatility
Really.
to have coin badges as FP, though.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll have to ask about it, but aside from that, shall we check out the last 2 things?
sure, let's just do that. GG did get back me.
Uh,
It just said FP is bad at coins. It was originally for effects, but apparently it can go really high like regular coins. Which leads me to believe this is intended to just be like FP.
You know, this feels like a bit of unnecessary confusion, but I do respect the flavor.
I
Yeah.
respect the hustle.
Yeah.
Eden's play.
But anyways,
Eden.
the Black Bomb. Took this bad boy from the Black Hole Army. Gotta protect number 1. Deals 4 AoE damage, but deals half the max HP of enemy summons that it hits, regardless of how much it actually has. It's pretty good for summon clearing.
Yeah.
And for the final smash,
Yeah. I think it's
I
also
imagine
better
this is
just to use
like,
Fire Flower a lot of the time, but if it's particularly bulky sound like a Swole Lilac, that might be pretty good.
yeah. And his final smash, I'm pretty sure is the reason why TG's gonna argue for S tier. It's the Wingman. Every summon he places down for the rest of the fight, including anything currently on the field, gains 2 airtight defense, and is immune on the turn it actually releases.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, but we don't really judge based on the final smashes, though.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, what?
It's the only reason you run the character.
I mean, say you got 2 of these. Let's just say you got 2 let's say you got Invincible Bomber and Invincible Fighter. I mean, that's a pretty. Let's say that is a pretty respectable amount of damage, but also he's just spent 27 FP on that, roughly, and
And God
also
knows
they
how
can
much
still be
BP
taken
you
out by a
spend to
good
get
single
this,
hitter.
right?
So
Yeah.
it's not.
And God knows how much
It
BP
is
you
pretty
spent on it.
good, but it's not unstoppable.
Yeah.
And
So
also,
anyways,
again, I
that's
would like to
Chunko
point you
Wing.
to the cooldown thing on there. That's
Oh,
that
right.
definitely holds
Everything
it
has
back a
3
bit.
turn cooldown, except for the copter who has 1, and the fighter who has 5. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's points where if you destroy them, he's kind of helpless for a bit. Unless he wants to
yeah,
waste his slots on copters, he can just ignore.
yeah. Um, I
Is
feel
that
like I
is
would.
that good for dramatic?
Yeah.
Hey.
This character's a bit of a weird one to rank. I'm kind of thinking A or B tier. Like this character does a lot of damage with the summons, and that's pretty much all he does.
Yeah, no,
I
like
think
Summons are good,
B
and he
tier
can make them
because
bulky with the CO command, his CO power and whatnot. But
I
yeah,
think B solely because you do reach a point where Waylon can genuinely be helpless for a bit if you can destroy his stuff in time.
yeah. Since like
And then-
I assume each of those things he can get are all one special move slot, which yeah,
yeah.
alongside the CO
All
power,
his moves are summoned,
that
so
means
he
he might just be helpless for
genuinely
a
has
bit. And
yeah.
sure,
So he
well,
will
he's not
genuinely have nothing if
literally
they can
helpless like
destroy.
Hecton is, but like even so, yeah, I can see B
Yeah.
tier. He still does a good job at being a summoner, though. He hits
yeah.
I respect the hustle.
his summons
It's just
do a
we
lot
have
of damage, and that's what it needs to do.
yeah. If every move is a summon, though, we
Ooh,
can't really rank it high.
yeah,
Having a 5 power
Yeah.
summon definitely helps.
yeah.
Yeah,
5 power
nah.
summon is kind of scary.
Maybe a little
Not
bit.
unstoppable, but very scary.
Okay.
Anyways, next up we have Mikhail.
Mikhail.
This OC
This
has
one.
been brought to you by Luigi Swordmaster Kirby.
Yeah, all right.
So
Like and
this
subscribe
character.
if you madverse.
So yeah, I made this guy for a Madverse challenge. The Paper Mario challenge to be specific. Anyways, passive Frosty Malfunction. Mikhail has 2 sets of special moves. His normal set is the default one, but when Mikhail enters danger, his entire kit changes to the broken set. The remain is broken state permanently while in danger, and stay broken for 2 turns after leaving danger. Also, if Mikhail uses flip, his state switches and the effects of being in danger are reversed.
So
So
basically speaking, you need to be enough to fix it.
yeah.
That is honestly really funny.
For the normal side of things, we have Hail Breath, which is 1x4 ice scaling. Skate Slice, which is 2x2 piercing. And Ice Stack, which is where things get interesting. Mikhail drops a stack of 3 ice cubes in front of himself or an ally, each with 2 HP for a total of a 6 HP shield. If the player with them so desires, they can base stack their shield to launch 1 ice cube at the foes, dealing their pound damage to all foes. However, this will deal 2 damage to the shield, we have Mikhail at Armor Spreader, and the ice cube's power will be reduced by 1 for each hit. For example, if there are 3 foes and the cube is hit with 2 power, it deal 2 damage to the first, 1 to the second, and 0 to the third.
So basically, it launches the whole shield at an opponent.
Yeah, partially. Anyways, Perfect Freeze. Mikhail charges up for a turn, then fires a powerful beam of ice at all foes, dealing 2 ice damage and freezing them for 2 turns. If
This is
Mikhail
Toho
uses broken
reference.
state while charging, this move is cancelled.
Yeah. But anyways.
AoE freeze can be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Can't really argue with that.
Alright. When Mikhail's build becomes broken, it has a whole different set of moves, which are very powerful, but since you'll need blown health to access these moves, you better play things wisely.
Alternatively,
Frostbite. For whatever that
Alright, time to pull up the bar going for the 3rd time today.
Yeah, boy.
It's on the
Hailstorm.
base attack, so fair, but
Mikhail fires a flurry of hail at all foes, dealing 1 stealing damage to everyone 3 times.
that is really good for an AoE, honestly. And bear in mind when you're getting this.
That is very solid, though.
Broken.
Yeah.
Next up, you have Speed Skate, which grants fast for 2 turns. Oh yeah, I should
Oh
note
boy, I
the
love
broken
fast.
form essentially has +1 efficiency forever.
Amazing.
Yay.
How I balance these. Anyways, Ice Stack Kick. Mikhail drops 3 ice cubes, then instantly launches them at foes, dealing 2 scaling ice damage to all foes 3 times. Note that this also has the scaling for enemy cage with normal ice cube stack launch, so it gets a little funny with damage calculations, but yeah. If Mikhail somehow still has an ice stack in front of himself, he'll launch those ice cubes instead, and if he does so, the second and third ice cubes won't deal less damage than the first. I feel like you'd probably only be able to pull this off with Flip, but I don't know. Maybe infiltrate.
Okay, so here's my pitch. You bring Six Bird, you bring Burning Body, you bring Character File Yuri, and then you go down the danger range with them.
And then you die.
Pack of
he
ice
charges.
You
Ah,
want-
self-destruct. Mikhail charges up for a turn, then charges directly into the foes, dealing 6 ice damage to each of them, inflicting permafrost for 3 turns. On bosses or enemies otherwise immune to these status, this instead frees them for 2 turns. Of course, this is a self-destruct, so Mikhail will die in the process of using this move.
But what if I have saving grace?
Sure.
Okay, but
Still
what if I
die,
have
fuck you.
Immortal? What do you do now?
Anyways, Birthright. Broken power. While in this broken state, Mikhail gains +1 POW.
Okay, so it is worth mentioning that Power Rush outclasses this.
I mean,
bet.
fair. Fair, but you can at the very least do funny things with Flip with this.
Honor bound.
Yeah.
Anyways, Eden's Blessing. Grants Mikhail accelerated for 3 turns, and sets him back to his normal state if he was broken.
Why would I want to be normal?
I don't know, accelerate your perfect freeze or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, Final Smash. Malfunction Mayhem. Mikhail gains permanent access to both of his special movesets, and his normal state moves cost 1 FP less permanently.
Fine.
Yeah.
Wow.
That sounds right.
It should say a lot to the quick change users that this is a Final Smash, by the way.
Yeah.
It's an actually good Final Smash, mind you.
Yeah, the malfunction moves are quite strong, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Mikhail has a lot of multi-hit section notes, but he also has, shields and stuff.
I will
Basic
have
kit
+1
overall.
POW.
He's just got the funny gimmick of being broken in danger.
No, I mean, like,
Or
what?
alternatively,
Having a form
just-
change in danger that kind of revamps your kit like this is really good. Because,
Yeah.
they're all really good moves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like, what? That
That
you
the
have
season
8
lasts
moves.
outside of danger, because since if you enter danger, you still get the move. You still get the moves for 2 turns afterwards.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's also nice, because it's kind of like a sort of honor-bound thing. Like, what? I mean, like,
Yeah.
what? Aiden's birthright doing that thing, essentially, is, like, the entire reason why he's not a complete joke of a character. So it's, that's a good thing to have these really good moves for longer.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm leaning between A and B on this one.
Yeah, I mean,
You can go with that, honestly.
yeah, I'd go with A, honestly. It's, like, I think either of these movesets individually would probably be B tier, but having them both available at the same time, I think, is what really makes Mikhail A tier
That's a good
material.
point.
Yeah.
Plus, having a
I'm
deeper
thinking-
broken moveset in alongside whatever buffs you get in danger, you kind of want to be running danger with this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure
Which,
wonder why.
I don't know,
Just
I've been
casually
looking
you
at
have Power Rush on your Hailstorm, and boom.
Right.
Anyways,
I don't know if I see the numbers here.
next up we have Wrench, another Caleb character. Pretty grand few of those days.
Right.
This is Caleb's last one before 1,000.
Side note, remind me to check the numbers on the tier list part of the sheet in a moment. Oh, whenever we're done. I'm noticing quite a few errors on here.
Duly noted.
By the way, what tier is Mikhail again?
Mikhail was A tier.
Got it.
So, yeah. First up for Wrench, we have EMP, which inflicts stasis and weaken for 3 turns. Pretty nasty statuses, honestly.
Yeah, it's a really good combo. It basically just shuts them up a few turns status-wise.
Yeah, pretty much.
That said, that's a large FP cost for it.
Also,
Yeah.
Static Beam. Deals 4 accurate electric damage and inflicts Sparky for 3 turns. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't get mad at Sparky.
unavoidable
And the opponent
Sparky,
can't
mind
even
you.
dodge it, so yeah.
Yeah, but they have a
Magnet
shield.
dummies. Summons 2 magnet dummies with 1 HP and permanent magnetized.
Hmm.
Yeah, you could
Funny.
probably do some funny things. This kind of works out. This is an interesting one because like it
Okay,
kind of
wait,
works
if
out to be a
there's
2 attack
two magnet
shield,
dummies,
but also it doesn't really
and
do
they're
much
both
if the opponent uses an AoE.
Yeah.
yeah,
If you
basically
have
speaking, this kind of just sets the opponent up for 2 turns flat if they're a single striker.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
can just bring in more every time they destroy him. Multi hits don't even work here either.
I mean trolled skill
Memed.
issue.
Next up, we have Smoke Bomb. Inflict Smoky for 3 turns. Can be used on anyone. Smoky,
Alright, so here's
in the
my,
status,
here's my
alright.
pitch.
Also,
Apply
you
it
can
to
throw
the,
it automatic
apply
dummy.
it to the magnet dummies. Exactly. Oh, by the way, just in case you thought they were too annoying to hit.
Speaking of being annoying to hit, Vital Smash grants permanent airborne.
Huh.
So is this before or after the base attack update? Because I'm wondering how the hell this got through, if it was before.
I am inclined to say this was after.
I mean, regardless, this kills like 66% of characters on The Sims the moment this thing gets used.
Yeah, baby. I'm
But
not
then, like, the
entirely
other
sure how this got
33%
through, 'cause,
is
like,
just...
sometimes it's not really that great, but other times you kind of just win the game.
Yeah, it's, huh.
We'll have to come back to that one. And there's Magnet Bombers. Magnet Dummies also have a stack of Blast Buildup when they're summoned. Now, Blast Buildup is a... I don't know why this is a status, but, regardless, Blast Buildup, the next player attack you takes 3 fixed damage, interrupting multi-hits. So, yeah.
I mean, I get
Make
it.
the Magnet Dummies more
This
annoying.
doesn't...
Oh
It's
boy.
like
Yeah.
electrified charge, but it's
Build up if it fucking
not.
explode in your face.
Yeah. Anyways. And lastly, the Micro Block. Locks 1 move for 3 turns. Which, let's see, I believe locked is just you can't use the move, and also it doesn't tell you that you can't use the move.
Yeah,
Uh,
trolled.
The Inflictor secretly
Man.
chooses one of your moves to lock. If the locked move is used, you lose your turn. So yeah, funny. Yeah, Wrench.
So I
Yeah,
think
this
the
character
main note is how well this character does at just never letting the opponent do anything to your team.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Wrench is a very oppressive character. Jeez. When Magnet Dummies, Sparky.
Yeah, this is how you do a
Super
control
Kid,
character,
Smoky.
honestly.
Yeah, no,
You
Yeah.
place
Chicken Nuts
down
here
the
on this
magnet
one.
dummies.
Yeah,
The opponent
definitely.
just does not get to
Magnet
play the
dummies are
game with
practically impossible to get to in some cases. And you can just place
Those are
more
doing
whenever
well.
the opponent destroys them. Smoke
no,
Bomb
like,
makes it
just
even
don't
worse.
get to play their game against Wrench. If she
Yeah,
can get going.
frankly, I think Magnet W should have a cooldown. Like when
Yeah,
they're
Magnet Dummies could
destroyed.
probably
Greatly,
stand
because
out
it
some
doesn't have a cooldown, I do think this is probably one of the most impressive characters in the simulations on merit
Yeah,
of how they work.
Like even if it had a cooldown, I think this would definitely be a very annoying character to fight.
Remember,
Yeah, I
the
mean,
boss
even-
doesn't
even
use their
if-
AoE on every single turn it exists.
Yeah, even with that, like, it still has the EMP, Static Beam, Smoke Bomb even.
You know what, ML? Yes, put it on the bingo board. And also put Caleb down. We're yelling at him for this.
Kayla?
I would say it's
Yeah.
Caleb!
like, yeah. Anyways, next up we have Hornet. Yes, when is Silk Song
Came
coming
out before
out?
Silk Song.
I recall seeing that one Silksong news channel keep popping up in my recommended feed. It literally is just no news every single time. I'm sorry, I'm looking at
Yeah.
out of council right now.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
That's
Half-Life
an
3
chance.
confirmed.
Alright, anyways, Silk. Similar to the Knight, Hornet has her own kind of soul-like mechanic. This is Silk, that is Silk for the Hornet. She gains +2 Silk every time she successfully hits an opponent, multi-hit counting as individual hits. She can only carry up to 12 at a time rather than the extensive amount of soul the Knight was capable of. She's more offensive and agile rather than all-rounder focus, but she doesn't mind a little less Silk. Silk cannot be gained with moves used up Silk, however. Let's see here. Bind. Heals 8 HP for 12 Silk.
How do you get silk in
Okay.
this? Oh,
You
I
get
see.
+2 Silk per hit, so yeah.
Crystal.
Huh.
Hollow Knight.
Alright, Needle Slash.
Is that the only thing that
Mega
can do for
attack.
silk?
Huh?
So healing 8 HP is the only thing you do with silk.
I'm
No.
sure
No, there's
there's
more things.
no, there's definitely more.
Literally see
Okay.
grapple.
The Needle Slash
Alright,
Mega
so
Attack. Grapple is 2 Silk and 4 FP to charge for turn before 4 damage AoE. Gossamer Storm.
Yeah.
5 Silk, 4 FP, grants airborne for a turn and deals 5 damage to a single opponent or 2 piercing damage to all opponents. Parry. Gain priority
Right.
for a turn. The only counter stance and when hit by contact move, deal 3 damage from projectile, deal 7 damage to the foe.
Aha! I have a weapon. Get fucked, idiot.
Tools. Similar to the Knight, Hornet has an array of tools to act as their own custom badges. These badges are all offensive based compared to the Knight's all-rounder type set. You can swap these tools out for any corresponding badge in your set during battle and equip these tools before battle. I assume swapping now costs 3 FP.
Yeah.
In any case, Street Pin, 4 accurate priority, 3 FP. Huh. Tri-Pins.
I feel like
Deals 1x3 accurate. Spread however you like. 5 FP. Why is this 5 FP?
Yeah, that feels excessive. Isn't 1x3 piercing 4 FP?
Yeah. Why is the accurate
For
version
sure.
more?
Yeah, huh.
In any case,
I get we went
Sting
on piercing,
Shards.
but I call piercing more useful.
Sting Shards. Summons 3 4 HP projectiles that don't do anything on run. If Hornet defeats these, deals 5 damage to an opponent. Opponents who defeat these projectiles can instead deal the damage to Hornet.
For 8
Why would you
FP,
use
you
this?
get a move that can backfire on Hornet.
Oh, God. Yeah, this one,
You know what?
ain't good.
Yeah, what? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
8 FP to kill summons and deal. I mean, like, even at most 15 damage after. Let's say generously after 2 turns.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let's say you have multi-attack and +2. Let's say you have multi-attack and +2 POW. Great
Bear
job.
in mind, you have
Spend
to get
10
plus
FP
2
and a 10 FP and a charge turn to do what you could do with a 3 damage try attack for in a single turn.
You have to bear in mind as well.
The opponent
This can be
even take that
cancelled.
back to Hornet.
Yeah. This can be
Yeah.
cancelled and redirected straight back in their face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if the
I feel like that's
opponent.
even more likely because, like, if he is this in a boss fight, 3 of these needles appear, and then the boss moves, and the boss is probably stronger than you.
This very well could kill Hornet faster than it kills anything else.
Yeah, and like Hornet doesn't even have a good multi-tag. The only one is Gossamer Storm, and that costs Silk. And even then, that doesn't do enough damage to these guys.
Yeah, and Tri-Pin certainly isn't doing the job.
Any case, Familiars. Summons a 3 HP Familiar that shoots out projectile pellets each turn, doing 2 fixed damage. Familiar is permanent, airborne while active. Water Candles Familiars have reduced fixed damage by 1, 5 FP.
Debatably the best
I
badge
mean,
we've
it's
seen
3
so far.
HP, 2 fixed. Yeah, this one's actually pretty good. 3
Yeah.
2 0, someone with permanent airborne and fixed damage. That's kind of nasty, actually.
Yeah.
Pimpillo. Throws a projectile bomb, dealing 5 damage to all enemies on the field, however. Opponent takes 2 recoil damage plus whoever enemies on the field. 3 enemies equals 2 recoil. Plus 2 recoil equals 5 damage in recoil. Okay. Recoil damage also takes an
Wow,
effect for
okay.
other allies on the field. Oh, jeez. Cost 6 FP.
Oh.
God.
Okay, this
Ooh,
one kind of
the
sucks.
ally recoil is not
How
what
many
you like to
times am I
see.
gonna have to use this sound effect, man?
God. Like, I mean, even if
Saw
it.
blade. Summons a 4 HP 1 def saw blade. It takes a turn to charge up before, dealing 2 damage to all opponents every turn until defeated. Okay, that one could actually do something.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I
like,
would probably have
40.
to remove this on a character as a passive one, so it's probably decent.
Yeah, it's probably pretty good, but as a summon, it's a lot more reasonable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lifeblood syringe grants 10 soul HP on a 4-turn cooldown. It's fine.
4 BP, by the way.
Yeah,
No,
4
4
BP and
BP.
8 FP.
Yeah.
I mentioned
That's a
perfect
lot.
stats, but that is way too excessive of a cost of entry, honestly.
Yep. Bone boomerang. Deals 2 damage on the first turn, then 2 damage at the end of the next turn. Cool. It's just a dual attack, but slightly different. Bonerangs. Special
Wait,
version of
wait,
Bone
it's
Boomerang.
worse than a dual attack. Look at the BP cost.
Bonerangs. Deals 2x2 damage on the first turn, then 2x2 damage at the end of the next turn. Each individual hit lowers by 1, can't go below 1 damage, never mind.
Hmm.
I am not impressed by this character, I think. Throwing Drill. Deals 3
Yeah.
extra damage to a single opponent, stuns them for 1 turn, costs 13 FP. Oh yeah, I was talking about a 3 extra
For a moment, I thought that said 3 damage. Just 3 damage.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank God.
Birthright. Hornet gains 1 silk passively every turn. Aiden's Blessing.
Wow.
Gain 4 silk instantly. Cool. Final
Okay.
Smash.
Okay.
There's Spirit rains down to boost Hornet up her attacks, strengthening their bond. Gain 20 soul HP instantly. All silk moves no longer cost silk to use for 3 turns. All silk moves deal 2 more damage than before.
Uh,
So basically, just grappling string shot or gossamer storm get any benefit out of that, pretty much. I guess
I
maybe
mean, to
silk,
be
but
fair,
even.
I mean,
I
Bind
guess you also
being
gotta play
completely
bind,
free.
but still.
Yeah, Bind being free is funny, but that's mostly because Bind is probably not all that worth it normally. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
move set is bad. I like the concept. It needed a lot more fine tuning.
Here's my
God,
thoughts on
I
the
can
moveset.
Wonder.
I can see a way you could make this work. Like, Tri-Pins can at least get stuff going with Silk. But at the same time, it feels like this character needs a bit more work.
yeah.
Yeah, here's my thoughts on the moveset.
Oh my god!
It's not very surprising why the knight is able to defeat her and
Yeah,
Green
like,
Path in the actual game.
Yeah.
This feels
yeah.
like the first boss.
Well,
When do you
second
fight Warden? This
boss.
doesn't feel fitting.
I mean, they are the second boss. So, from what I understand, they're a recurring boss, but I didn't get past the Green Path encounter because I didn't like
Yeah.
Hollow Knight that much. I'm bad at Metroidvanias.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I
I'm
hate
good at
telling you the
Metroidvania.
woke here, but like, what the hell do you do with this character? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
going. I'm going to
Other
argue
than
that,
the
like,
vague idea of attack, like they're definitely D tier, and I would not be surprised if you guys were
you know,
thinking
I'm
that.
arguing D tier too.
I was going to say
Nothing in
C
this.
tier, but
Unfortunately,
like,
that's probably
fair
the only
enough.
place for them.
Yeah.
For
I
her.
don't really think it's C tier because like their moves just aren't really even on cost. This character has genuine problems.
Yeah. How does
This
It's
system
character would
balancing,
struggle
honestly?
to function. Yeah,
And
This
honestly,
is the
system
kind of
binding
character I'd get a
aspect.
PowerPoint video on. How much problems it has. Someone get the
Yeah.
Pokemon PowerPoint guy on this shit.
Oh god, Electric
It's
Wave Girlfriend.
really horny.
Mm,
Looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Looks like we didn't change a lot on the balance with notes, so huh.
yeah. All we did was nerf bind, and that was probably a bad. Eh.
I don't know. I mean,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, no, wait. we said grapple could go down to 3 FP, and then we didn't. And then, did this get balanced? Did
And we said grapple could go down to 4 FP, and then straight pin used to be 6 FP. Jesus.
God?
Is this the
Yes.
balanced version?
I had to step away
Yes.
for a bit. What the heck is
What
going
have
on?
we done?
Hey, well,
The
I'm
item
here, so
failed
I
this
suppose.
man, or someone is getting fired.
What happened?
Yeah,
And
I'm
it's
not
not
entirely
me.
sure what happened here, honestly.
Yeah.
Was
I
this
mean,
character
I'm
not
guessing Vine
balanced?
got nerfed just because, it used to be a 10 HP heal, and getting a 10 HP heal for 0 FP was probably pretty good, but, I don't know.
Yeah,
What was up with it?
Well,
I can't.
next up is, TTC Talos.
The return of the
Okay.
artifact. This time has gun for a face. I'm sorry, this image goes hard.
It does.
Oh god, Gunhead.
God,
God,
holy
head.
shit.
Yeah, artifact. Basically, this character does not get any statuses except for ones that make other statuses work more.
Also worth mentioning is trait disabled in Doom.
Yep.
Anything that pierces this stuff normally also does actually hit the guy.
Makes sense.
All the
Anyways,
characters I forgot to update from when Feeling Fine was busted are gonna epically troll this guy.
Anyways,
So cool.
He's gonna
numbing
ignore
bullets.
feeling fine.
Deals 4 piercing damage and inflicts broken for 2 turns.
It's a broken
Simple
inflictor.
enough. Speedy slice. 1x5 scaling damage. Simple enough.
Yeah.
Enraged defense. Counter move. Talos takes half damage from attacks and inflicts -2 off guard onto opponents who hit him. Probably
Probably not
works than
5
Speedy
FP.
Slice.
Actually.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I could go 4. I could go 5 on this one.
Yeah.
In any case, Tainted Blades. Deals 3 damage and inflicts strained for 2 turns. Strained to the.
What's that one doing again?
It's basically it's like it's basically Magmalite, but also just any action also does 1 damage.
Oh, Geo Frenzy.
That is a good one to have on hand, I think.
Yeah. Birthright. Enraged defense inflicts -3 off guard instead of -2. Alright.
Ghost booster.
Power Juice. 5 HP and 5 FP heal. Can only be used on Talos.
What do
Final
you mean I
Smash.
can't inflict a super form?
Grants +5
Okay.
max HP and +5 max FP along with a permanent +1 POW. Huh. Well, yeah. This
If you guys ever wanted a way to know Talos, this is probably how you do it.
Yeah, this character's, I mean,
Okay, to
they work
give
fine
credit, I
enough,
actually
but,
do like the character design. I actually like what they're going for, but it probably ends up being weaker than Talos overall.
yeah. I'm
I
kind of
feel
thinking
they are still
B tier
solid,
on
though.
this one. Like, the character's functional, but like, there's nothing to make him stand out, you know?
It
Just still have the
probably
passive
gets
in that
carried by
game.
artifact here. I am being honest.
Yeah, Artifact
And I feel
is
bad for
very
saying this
helpful.
because I appreciate that Hope made this for me. It's just there's some things that need fine tuning here.
Yeah, it's kind of just whatever, really. Like, the movesets works, you got scaling damage on off guard and broken. Like, it can get job stuff done. It's just not that. It's nothing to make it pop, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways,
So
next up, it's gonna be an interesting discussion. Dr. Flower.
So a while back, Flower Pass was a thing, and I thought I could make the concept work. So here we are.
Yeah. Director,
That's
why don't you
basically the long
explain
story.
how FL works?
Welcome to my PowerPoint presentation on FL. So, what this stuff is, it's a third resource, which is something that is actually. Hold on, let me just tweet from Zach. Dr. Flower makes use of a third resource, fittingly named Flora, which is listed as FL on their stats. This stat, unlike the other stats, will start at 0 and can go all the way up to 20 before capping out. Normally, creating the substance is a timely process in lore, or whatever lore I had in mind for this character, but because this is simulations, we can't just make this thing take a long time to produce. As such, every time this character moves, doesn't matter how, it can be with extra actions like fast attack and such, this character gains 1 flora. Regardless of what it is, multiple moves equals multiple flora. This flora can fund her antics pretty well, so make sure to keep a good supply going. But there's a bonus fact if you don't think that's enough flora to make. During badge selection, if you want to, you can equip flora FP modified badges, but swap what it affects to flora if you want to. To give some examples, you can use Appeal FL to give flora instead of FP, Happy Flower FL will generate flora per turn instead, and Flower Saver FL will reduce the cost of all flora. It's worth mentioning that these are their own stacks, so you could have 3 appeals and 3 appeal FLs if you really wanted to. Is that a good enough explanation?
Yeah. So, hypothetically, Thornring FL.
Oh,
Oh
good!
god.
Oh god.
Plus normal forming.
What if I will have quarter my HP, but I will never have to spend FP again? Because I'll keep getting it back.
If you quarter your HP, you're permanently in danger.
Anyways,
These are
as the actual
these are
move
the
said,
implications I don't think about.
yeah.
God.
Needle Jab. Dr. Flower takes out a needle and jabs it straight into an opponent, dealing 2 piercing damage. If you want, you can spend an additional 1 FP to charge this move up for a turn, dealing 4 piercing damage and inflicting bleed for 4 turns. Good damage is always nice, but that isn't the only trick Dr. Flower has up his sleeve.
Worth mentioning that this one was this one was inspired by Shoulder Bash, if you can't tell. It's just that broken was swapped out for bleed. The death down.
You know, I was just about to say.
Hmm.
Nice.
Anyways,
But anyway,
instead of targeting an enemy with the needle
That's
jab,
also
Dr. Flower can target an ally instead if she wants to. Rather than doing a stab, Dr. Flower simply uses the needle to extract the DNA from targeted ally to add straight into their flora pack, turning all the flora inside into character targeted flora, or rather, character's version or FL for short. This makes the substance much more potent with the moves Dr. Flower utilized, which he fully intends on experimenting with.
more on that later. Worth mentioning that the floor inside will remain as character targeted floor until Dr. Flower either hits back to 0 FL, which kind of just removes all the floor to begin with, or you can use a turn to just swap it back to normal FL if you really want to. No, you cannot hold 2 strands of DNA in the tank at once! That has a tendency to self-destruct. We had to learn that the hard way.
Don't cross the
FL can be used to pay
stream.
for moves that require FL.
Also that.
Anyways, Floral Lob. Dr. Flower, utilizing the hose connected to the flora pack, increase the hose's pressure before volleying up the glob of flora straight at enemy, dealing 6 damage now and inflicting corrupted or poison if the enemy doesn't have FP for 3 turns. Seems easy, there's a way to make this better. If Dr. Flower's flora packer contains character targeted flora, they can additionally pay extra flora to have the Floral Lob also apply the negative statuses attached to any move the person who the CFL was created from has for the amount of time these moves do so. For example, CFL is taken from Slickstar's DNA, they can pay extra FL equivalent to Pressure Shots guys to have Floral Lob also inflict soft plus for 3 turns. This makes Floral Lob a very potent mimic if you know how to use it. Just make sure to keep your FL topped up when doing so. Quick note though, the move you're pulling from can't have a 3rd resource cost. Dr. Flower hasn't figured out how to manage Flora, create electricity, or other resources yet.
So, the main gimmick of this character is status mimicking. They have a few ways of pulling the moves of the other allies. It's a gimmick I'm proud of, but it's one I've never really got to use, because every time I use this character, it's always on a team with no statuses.
Yeah.
I don't know how it keeps happening.
So,
I apologize
hypothetically
profusely.
speaking, suppose there's a character who has this nasty status as recoil on themselves. Does that work with this?
You know what? Screw it. I'll say yes. Why not?
Yes.
Cool.
Dr.
Hey.
Flower plus microwave team up wet.
Yo.
God.
I command you to break down!
Okay.
And puts the break.
I command you to break down and they just start busting a move. I thought you said break it down.
He's got this
Anyways,
rigged.
coffee break.
Your Honor, he is breaking down.
Restores 4 HP and grades caffeinated until hit.
Pretty
Should
good,
Dr. Flower
considering
want
that you
to,
get.
she can give this coffee to an ally to give them the effect instead. They're also allowed to spend 3 FL to pump a shot of floor into the coffee, which also grants the drinker a vibrant charge.
I feel
If
so
you
Vibrant
vibrant.
charge is-
play FL to give equivalent to one of the moves, use the person who used the CFL was created from to have apply the positive effects attached to it instead of the vibrant charge. For example, if Dr. Flower spares DNA, she can pay FL equivalent to the sky's cause to have Mocha also give airborne. Don't ask how this works. I don't know either.
The mocha that makes you
Zero's a fun
airborne.
character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So going back
Same
to
with
the recoil status example, let's take Bullet Bro as an example because that's the one I was thinking about. Bullet Bro is Overload, which is fast for 2 turns and Black Hot for 3 for 4 FP. How does that work with Coffee Break?
Oh, no, given that this says positive status effect specifically, I have reason to believe that this is basically just gives them 3 moves, given the caffeinated.
Duly noted.
Wouldn't that also let Floral Lob inflict blackouts?
Yeah, that's also what I was thinking about earlier.
The blackout button.
We finally have it! It's real!
Oh no.
That's something that's probably going to be patched out the moment moment that combo actually ends up happening. But that'll be funny whenever it does happen.
I need to find someone who deserves it now! We're doing this!
Yeah,
I mean,
anyways,
like,
invigorating
Bullet
downpour.
Bro.
Dr. Flower points an ally with her Flower Pack's hose and shoots at floor to invigorate them to fight on. This restores FP to an ally equivalent to the amount of floor spent to a maximum of 10 FP. The amount of FP should be enough to get someone low back in the fight. What happens if Dr. Flower's is the character targeted for her? Oh boy. If
Before we
CFL's
get
a
into
tank,
that, I want to point out the Vibrant Charge's synergy with this.
Oh,
True.
God.
Oh yeah.
Vibrant Charge is
I
a
feel-
surprisingly useful status.
Yeah, that was a complete accident, by the way. I did not look at move 4 when I added that.
Funny.
But it works really well.
If CFL is in a tank, rather than only spraying a little onto an ally, the unstable concoction ends up spraying onto the ally, which will give them character targeted FP equivalent to what was left in the tank and sending Dr. Fire back to 0 FL. This CFP can't be spent on any moves the recipient knows. However, what can be done with this substance, let the bearer use any of the moves the DNA was taken from to make the substance brought with them to the battle, utilizing the CFP to pay for it. This kind of versatility can be proved to be extremely strong in the right hands, though the fluid that this grants has been shown to revert back to its normal properties rather quickly and left out in the open. After 3 turns, any remaining CFP turns into normal FP, which goes into the holder's FP part. After using a
And here's
CFL
the-
invigorating downpour, this move goes on cooldown for 4 turns on account of the power utilized. Use that push wisely, you won't get another chance in quite a while.
Both because of the FP you're losing because of this, as well as the fact that... what was I saying? It's aside from the cooldown, there's also the fact that you're just going straight down to 0 FL and losing the DNA.
It's kind of
Definitely
a
still
little
really strong.
similar deal with the, ethereal revival, You're probably
Yeah,
not
this
going to
is
be able to use this immediately anyways, but, just in case.
Yeah. This is the main thing I generally took from the whole Flower Pass stuff. I really like the concept of characters using moves they really shouldn't have, but how it was presented there was a bit too complicated, so I wanted to streamline things a fair bit.
Yeah, and also just whatever the hell
Alright.
Flower Pass's full name was,
Alright.
A status spreader port of Super Balanced Saga.
Oh god, don't bring
Yeah.
him back.
Moving on, though.
I think that
moving on.
speaks for itself. Anyways, Final
Yeah.
Smash. Dr. Flower puts the
This
magic
one-
solar floor back, causing floor generation to go into hyperdrive.
However,
Thinking that the soul, thank you for the typo, Trunko, would allow her to bypass certain failures regarding
goddammit.
testing. Dr. Flower also considers DNA from all allies still on the field as well to see if the massive soul is what you need to make multiple source CFP experiment a success. This ends up causing a dangerous chemical reaction inside the floor pack, causing it to explode with Dr. Flower at the epicenter, making your perish instantly. However,
Well-
CFL containing DNA from all All allies will reign on your side of the Sunverse. Granting Dr. Flower's team to fight on. He's entering the dark. Get him!
Kill him with hammers!
Stop!
You fell for the
Alright.
classic
I
blunder.
can't believe it.
For the rest of the battle, everyone on your team, as well as anyone brought in after the final Smash disease, can use any special move from the allied characters and summons in their team that were alive at the time Dr. Flower used to final Smash brought with them. Though instead of CFP, these moves are fronted with normal FP. Basically speaking, though, everyone on your team gets everyone's special moves, so have fun figuring out the implications of that. By the way, in case it ever happens, Dr. Flower is locked out of all options that require Flora if she is ever revived, as she kinda needs a 4-pack to use them. That said, that you really need those when you have 12 other special moves. With the final
This is mainly
True.
Instead of all the above, Dr. Flower could use a temporary power surge in the meter to configure an ally choice as much as possible the power spray of Floor, getting the average 15 FP, or if the CFL and tank, 15 CFP. Floor pack is set to 10 FL or CFL activers, depending on if DNA is in the 4-pack or not.
if you can't tell, this is mainly just funny. That's basically
Yeah.
just.
This is
Funny
funny.
concept.
Yeah, have fun with
But
the
also, he
implications of
edited the
this.
doc.
I think
Yeah,
also
Lucas basically just summed it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Birthright. Utilizing a brand new conversion device, Dr. Flower can now utilize Floor rather than FP to pay for her moves. Conversion rate is 1-to-1.
It's
So
a
yeah,
lot
it's
more
kinda
FP than you realize.
Yeah, I think this ends up working out to be just slightly different Happy Flower, just because yeah, Floor you kind of get Flora
Yeah.
one at a time, and otherwise everything else you can turn all the other Flora badges. You can kind of just turn Flora into FP with the badges and stuff. So yeah,
I mean, having two
but still,
sources
it
where you
is
can
still
draw
good.
from
You
isn't
know, Happy
worse.
Flower is a good badge, but yeah,
Yeah. It does its stuff when it needs to, though. It also
Yeah.
looks at flower power a little bit, too. Just
Yeah.
mind the fact that you're going to be starting at 0 floor.
yeah. I guess this also has the benefit of a kind of probably doubling Dr. Flower's max FP, even if she doesn't start with it.
True.
Because, yeah, you can have Flora as your FP.
Yeah, who
There's
doesn't
plenty
want
of things
more
you can do
FP?
with this. You just gotta figure out how to use it.
Yeah, that seems to be Dr. Flower in general, really.
Yeah. It's an experimental character, to say the least.
Yeah.
But it's a fun one.
Florabot.
I like it.
As it so happens, one of her associates ended up making a robot that runs entirely on Flora. Dr. Flower placed on the robot, which has 6 HP, 3 POW, and 1 def. Far more than we would expect from someone at 125 point. However, they require FL to keep going. Florabot starts at 3 FL with a max storage of 5. Every turn it's on the field, it loses 1 FL. If the bot ever hits 0 FL, it stops functioning, effectively becoming immobilized until it gains Flora. Dr. Flower may use her turn, spend FL equivalent to how much is needed to fill the Florabot's tank to fully send it back to 5 FL.
It's a really good summon if you can keep its battery going.
Yep. So,
Mhm.
Dr. Flower is an interesting character, just because, like Trunko has said before, it definitely depends a lot on the team. But I feel like overall, I'd say this character probably gets a nice, comfortable A tier.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Because I
Yeah.
feel like it's worth
Comparatively-
mentioning that even without
even-
going into the. Sorry, continue.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say. Even if you don't have any allies that can let you do funny things, the base kit is still functional enough. You got caffeinated, you got
Yeah, you
damage,
have
you
the
got
options you need in the base kit.
got a nice
The
FP,
character
which is
targeted
nice.
stuff is where it's spicy.
Yeah,
Let's go
exactly.
shoulder bash.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Basically, just mix and match depending on what's needed for the situation.
yep. And yeah, good characters can definitely make themselves work in any situation, and I think Dr. Flower does that well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like how it turned out.
All right,
Hmm.
last one for today, probably Paper Mario Dark Star Edition.
Here
Character
we
number
are.
1000 themselves.
1,000 characters. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's no secret that Dark Star Edition has had a rather large impact on how the simulations have gone. I mean, Perfect and Flyer badges are both directly from Dark Star Edition, and Wilted badges are loosely based on those as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like even besides that, there's also plenty of other things from Dark Star Edition that are here. You know, like the Red Mega Rush, for example.
That's
The
not
Red Mega Rush.
Yeah,
This has the same energy as Red Defend Plus.
but yeah, and for character number 1000, I wanted to do something special and bring in this iteration of Paper Mario. Alongside all the stuff that comes with it. Is Dark Star Edition is probably my favorite. Okay, not my favorite. I think I still like Black Pit more overall, but it's one of my favorite mods for Paper Mario so far, and I feel like it's the best hard mode mod at the very least, because like there's actually new stuff and
Yeah.
not just we made this spiky goom, but do 3 damage before you know how to guard.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I was watching the Dark Star streams, the one thing I was always impressed by is all the stuff they actually made. The Dark Palace, for one.
Yeah, the Dark
Yeah.
Chest.
That is really impressive to make for a Nintendo 64 game, honestly.
Yeah.
64 games are wild. Yeah. In any case, Mario has star power that he can use for some of his special moves, and is used up by a good amount of his badges. He passively restores 0.125 star power per turn, starts with 0, and can hold up to 7. Double time and drifting time do affect his passive, as well as Vibrant and Stasis. Variety regions let drain, give, or take away 0.125 star power each time they proc as well. Felt the need to specify those ones.
Understandable.
He doesn't actually have any of those, but like, just in case. Anyways, he's got Jump and Hammer, which work how you'd expect. I think I made these before, Hammer actually weapons became. I started working on Dark Star Edition like way back. Like this was before weapon attacks were a thing. I just only submitted it more recently. I say recently, I mean, it's been 700 characters.
You just had the doc sitting around until character number 1000 happened.
I mean, kind of. I started working on it,
God.
then I decided to do some other stuff, and then when the milestones started rolling around, I decided to pick it up again. Anyways,
Yay.
standard stuff. But the next two moves are where things get a bit more interesting. Stellar Focus. Mario restores 0.5 star power for free. Which,
And then he calls upon the
can be used for the Star Spirits. Which,
No, you're supposed to obey me! The 7 Star Spirit Souls.
So, Mario calls upon the powers of one of the 7 Star Spirits in exchange for some of that star power he's been building up. Each of them have a different ability. He has Refresh for 5 HP, 5 FP, and negative status gear. Lullaby for an AoE sleep, but also makes them restore HP each time they're asleep. This is actually just implicit with sleep in Dark Star Edition, but yeah.
Man.
I think the sleep healing DSC is actually like fixed it's like a percentage per turn. But
oh good heaven!
Oh my goodness gracious!
What the scalp?
Well, the thing is, the funny story is that they put daisies in the Forever Forest, and this sounds kind of annoying, and it is. But the thing is, the lazy daisies, as they were called, were putting me to sleep for 1 turn and doing 2 damage when I was healing 3 HP from sleep. So they basically couldn't do anything.
They stun
Dog!
Anyways, Starstorm deals 7 fixed damage to all foes. Pretty powerful. Chill out. Lowers all foes' power by 2 for 3 turns. Bypass is feeling fine and other status immunities.
Debatably worse than Starstorm, given the fact that you're probably just going to be killing every single summon with that. Lowering the damage a lot more than just lowering the power.
I'd be surprised if Chill Out is just nice.
Yeah, fair.
In any case, Smooch. Restore 12 HP and gain Sturdy for 1 turn. If Sturdy is triggered to you for any reason, you won't gain it again from this move.
Even without the sturdy, that's still 12 HP.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot of HP.
So,
I like
funny story about this in Dark Star Edition. That's a 20 HP a heal in Dark Star Edition, and it still has Sturdy. You know the implications of that. The implications
How
of
much
this
star points would you have had to make that?
You see, the thing is, if the game is giving you a 20 HP heal and a thing that prevents death for that turn only, the game is expecting you to die after healing 20 HP.
Oh god.
Yeah, the game gets real tough at some points.
You should be very scared right now.
I am
scared.
Lullaby, but it's better. Up and away. Foes with less than 5 HP remaining will turn into stars and instantly defeated, regardless of defense, dodging, or statuses. So, yeah.
Oh, isn't this Space signature move?
Anyways,
Hmm.
and
Okay.
lastly, Starbeam. Removes all positive statuses from all foes. This is actually free in Dark Star Edition and the base game, but the thing is, that would be stupid to just let Dark Star Mario have. So I made a 1 SP here.
Okay, but it's character number 1000. We need to make it overpowered.
Character
Well, that's what the
1000
badges
isn't
are
it?
for.
Look, we have to take notes from Pokemon here, gang.
Okay. So yeah. Dark Star Mario has a lot of badges. 53 of them to be exact.
The most out of
And,
any character in the simulations.
Yep. So
We're
yeah.
gonna have
take a
to
look at them.
fact check that with the heat badges.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of heat badges. There might be more heat badges. I'm not sure. In any case.
There is probably going to be more in the future too.
Yeah. Anyways,
Well,
yeah.
they're fun to
Power
make.
Jump and Mega Jump for big damage. Multi Bounce for a spread attack. Jump Charge. The Jump Charge line all gives you certain amounts of Jump Charge, which are just charge, but they only affect your jump. But they're also cheaper, so that's nice. And they stack, and they count
Yeah.
at 6 rather than 5. Which, yeah. You can, given that jump tends to rely on multi-hits, you can probably imagine the implications of this. Anyways.
Yeah, you got
Shrink
power
Stomp.
bounce down there.
Yep. Shrink Stomp deals 2 damage twice and inflicts Mini for 2 turns. Sleep Stomp deals 2 damage twice and inflicts Sleepy for 2 turns. Dizzy Stomp, same deal, but with Dizzy. Static Stomp. Let's talk about this one. Deals 2 electric damage to foe twice and inflicts Paralysis for 2 turns for 5 FP. While paralyzed, foes get +1 def and air type. This is
They
also
really
ported
don't
from
like
Dark
both.
Star Edition, but it's a bit more complicated in this case because Dark Star Edition makes anyone who's paralyzed get +1 unpierceable defense, though the rest of their defense will not be airtight still.
Huh.
You know, you can tell that
Which-
Dark Star Edition really hates immobilization.
Yeah.
If
Additional
only
note
they
that
had an
Dizzy is
Armatorch shell.
Additional note that Dizzy is mobilization base 64, but in Dark Star Edition it is instead blind, which is better than a mobilization because you can still move, you just can't hit anyone.
Yeah.
True.
Anyways, Smart Stomp. Deals 4 damage to a foe and inflicts a status that the foe is weak to for 2 turns for 7 FP. If they're not weak to anything, inflicts Mini.
That is debatably very expensive, but depending on what that weakness is.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
That
also
is-
just nice to. It's also just nice because if you don't know, just bring Smart Stomp and boom.
Everyone's
Yeah.
weak to Doom.
Good.
Dread
Frigid
it, run
Stomp.
from it, your doom comes all the same.
Deals 4 ice damage to opponent, inflicts -1 power for 3 turns. Truth Stomp.
Nice.
It's Buzzer Trace's Power Beam, but instead it's Jump. So yeah.
I'd be
extra
concerned if
damage
you hit the
and
6 bonus damage cap, honestly.
Yeah. I will note that stuff like Power Up and Charge will count as multiple statuses.
I see. Regardless, who are you hitting this on?
I don't know, maybe like what was the bus that then had like Deadeye permanently?
I
Here's
see.
my boss, a guy who has permanent +2 POW, but not as an actual thing.
Anyways,
God.
D-Down Jump. 2x2 Piercing. Power Bounce. 2x3 Staling. Mega Bounce. 2x5 Staling. This one's really good.
I can imagine.
And then the so-called ultimate attack, Quake Jump. Stomp the ground repeatedly, do 2 piercing staling damage to all foes 3 times for 16 FP. Projectile does
That
not
is,
interfere with foes but cannot be reflected.
One hell of an investment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not too great by itself, but also just get a few power buffs and like say +2 power. Suddenly that becomes a little 9 piercing damage, I think. So yeah,
Let me just give myself +6 jump charge real quick.
exactly. Yeah, ultra jump, super and ultra jump charge work really well with these last few, as you can imagine.
Super ultra jump charge with mega bounce. That is 8. Actually, let me just calculate this real quick. That is 30 damage in one go.
Yep.
Mind you, you could just add more power buffs on top of that. Each one is an extra +5 damage.
Yeah. On the other side of things, we have the hammer badges. Power
Kill
Smash
people
and
with
Mega
hammers.
Smash are
Kill
just
people with
big
hammers.
damage. Dark Smash is also big damage, but it's got the good old whatchamacallit, Shape Blast properties where it does more damage for the opponent, less HP the opponent has.
Funny. Get the
It's
smash
pretty
charges.
Yep, Smash Charge is generally weaker than Jump Charge, as you can tell by these things costing half as much FP. But you know, it can still be good with some of these.
Dual smash is the best use it really gets, honestly.
Well, there's also Quake Hammer, the Quake line.
Fair enough.
Waker.
Anyways, Stop Smash deals 4 damage and immobilizes. Spin Smash deals 4 damage to a foe and knocks them into all other foes, dealing 1 damage to each of them for 4 FP. Honored effects will affect the knocked back foe. So, like, say, you had 3 guys, you had 4 guys electrified, hit one of them into the rest of them, and they're taking an extra 3 fixed damage. Or something.
Me when I have Precise and I'm fighting against a team with Wrench, which has the blast build-up fight going.
Yeah.
You will hit every stack of blast build-up.
Quake Hammer. 2 piercing damage to all foes for 6 FP. It's got the funny Quake property where it's technically a projectile, but also not really. It's weird. Look, I don't like how Airborne was implemented into the simulations. It does not really work with how it works in Paper Mario.
To give perspective, what are we missing on that?
Yeah, so sometimes projectiles don't hit airborne foes, and other times stuff like jump does hit airborne foes, even though it's a contact move. And like Quake Hammer, for instance, it doesn't hit airborne foes, but it certainly isn't a weapon attack because you're standing all the way over here.
I wonder what the game
But,
accurate
it's a bit
airborne
too late to
simulations
change
look
that one
like.
now, so do what you can.
Yeah.
Cry
It
and
does,
scream.
explain the weird jump
Kill
shots
whoever
sometimes.
invented airborne.
In any case,
This is the
Power
same
Quake
problem I
is
ran into
4
with
piercing,
Dusty.
and Mecha Quake is 6 piercing. A lot of damage.
That is yeah. I think Power Quake is technically under cost, but I could be wrong.
Technically, yeah, but also who cares?
Valid.
Anyways,
Yeah, Mega Quake
so,
being 15 FP is not a good look given the fact that you can probably get more off of the jump charge version of Quake Jump.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got this many moves, it's only so much I can do, It's kind of like, sort of similar to what happened with Mush to some extent, but yeah. I wanted to port all the badges, so I'm porting all the badges, Dark Star's Hammer Throw is already an unlockable badge, so now we got Thunder Throw, which is Hammer Throw, but it also adds an extra hit that deals 3 fixed accurate damage and inflicts paralysis.
Nice.
Then we have my pride and joy, Recoil Throw, which deals 10 accurate damage, +2 if they're airborne or with dodge, for 7 FP. Afterwards, the hammer bounces back at you, dealing 4 damage. Recoil damage is increased by your power, decreased to your death, and cannot be dodged.
You ready? Run from it. The Totinator will come for you eventually. You better have this ready.
Yeah.
Brought back Power Smash.
Yeah.
This is the badge that killed
Recoil
Exceller and Dark Bowser.
Yeah. Recoil Throw is insanely powerful. It's a bit nerfed here just because, I can't have the thing do 16 damage, but still.
Pretty good stuff.
D-Down Pound. Deals 4 piercing damage for 4 FP. Dual Smash deals 4 damage twice for 7 FP. And Flame Smash. It's just Power Smash but fire-based for 1 extra BP. Because that's what it is in Darkstar Edition. Sometimes you want Flame Smash. And by sometimes I mean specifically against the Crystal King.
Oh boy, I sure love being the Crystal King.
Anyways, next up we have Focus Badges. First up we have Astral Focus, which is Deep Focus in Darkstar Edition, but we already have Deep Focus, so Astral Focus. Star Focus grants more star power, can be stacked. And the rest of these give you some buff when you use Stellar Focus, and they get more buff, and their buff is increased if you have more copies of Astral Focus. Because, in Dark Edition, you can't get multiple of the same of most badges, but Astral Focus is one you can.
Yeah.
But
I didn't realize the
can't.
potential of this one until I started actually seeing it get used.
Yeah.
Because you just slam all these in and then just grab 3 Astro Focus copies and then go wreck the opponent with it.
Yep. Health Focus and Fire Focus grant 1 HP and 1 FP per Stellar when you use Stellar Focus, and they grant 1 HP and they grant more for copy of Astral Focus. Potentially, if you bought for 6 BP, this means Stellar Focus just gives you 1.25 SP, 4 HP, and 4 FP. I use this in the Stellar fights. You can also tack on Power Focus to get a power buff when you use Stellar Focus, or Defense Focus to get a def buff when you use Stellar Focus.
Yeah.
These ones are a bit pricey, but Stellar Focus is a free move, so it's hard to complain. Next up, we've got some badges relating to star power. You got SP Plus, which increases your max SP. Star Gift grants plus 0.125 SP per turn, so basically just 0.25 SP per turn now. Stellar Nova, which doubles the cost of your next star power. It's a 1 SP move that doubles the cost of your next star power, but also doubles its damage, healing, or status duration.
Particularly useful with something like Stellar Storm? Or is there anything
Really
else
good at
that
Star
we
Storm,
point
but
out?
also you're gonna need to max out your get to the maximum of 7 star power if you want to use that one.
It's gonna be worth it, okay?
Yeah. Stellar Flowers. Star powers now cost FP instead of SP, at 4x their SP cost. Refresh will now restore FP with this equipped. So, yeah. I don't know, just get the 12 FP Starstorm, I guess.
The 12 FP Stellar Storm is real. Actually, yeah, that would debatably be really good, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that is under cost to go to us.
Stellar Burst. Oh yeah, I think with Stellar Flowers it was 5x in the game, but I didn't really like having a 5x. I forget why I did it, but like I feel like there's some of these that just felt like weren't worth it at 5.
Wait, what was 5 BP? This? Stellar Shield?
No, this was 5. The conversion
it used to
rate
be,
was 5
5x
times FP.
their SP cost in FP.
Oh, we're talking Stellar Flowers now. Okay, yeah, no,
Which was too much SP, so you're
FP Stellar Storm is a bit much.
Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, it's spending BP for this, and it basically kind of locks you out of using your star power,
Yeah.
In any case, Stellar Burst.
That's
All at max SP, star
point to
powers
use
cost 1 less SP. Cannot make star powers cost less than 1 SP. So, funny story with this. Stellar Burst, this is how Stellar Burst is supposed to work. In Darkstar Edition, it is bugged. It's actually just minus 1 SP forever, as long as you as long as you can. The menu doesn't show it, but like, it's actually just minus 1 SP.
As long as you can afford the base cost, it works.
Even if you're not at max SP. There's like a little bit of a wrinkle in that, but like, yeah. It's not bugged in this case, though, because, we know better. Anyways, Stellar Shield. All damage taken is reduced by 33%, rounded down. When you take damage, lose SP equal to 1/4 of the damage taken. This could cause your SP to drop below 0. This badge will not trigger. So yeah,
It's debatably somewhat decent with Stellar Flowers.
yeah. The thing is
Debatably.
that in here you do start with 0 SP, so you kind of gotta do work around that a bit. You have to get your SP going in the first place for
Yeah.
some of these to work, especially Stellar Burst.
They take a
This
lot
one
of
too we
SP
never tried.
every time you actually do stuff, though. That's a concern.
Yeah, and then Stellar Power. +1 POW, but you lose 0.25 SP per hit you land. If this will cause your SP to drop below 0, this patch will not trigger. So,
Oh
this
yeah,
one makes
speaking
me
of Stellar
mad in the real Darkstar edition. This one kind of works the same, but if your star power, if you if this badge would not trigger, you get -1 POW now instead of +1 POW. And
Flowers.
on top of that, you still lose the SP.
It's
Why?
quite stupid.
Yeah. Anyways,
Stellar Powers.
next up we got a few dark badges, which these ones work when you have very low SP, which is pretty good here considering you start at 0. Dark Saber. FP costs are reduced by 1, but SP costs are doubled. Yeah, pretty
Speaking of
good.
Stellar Flowers. Actually, wait, with Stellar
Dark
Flowers,
Shield.
that's double the SP cost.
Yeah, probably.
Uh-huh.
Dark Shield. All below 1 SP, all damage taken is reduced by 33%, rounded down. At 2 SP or above, instead take 1.5x damage. So yeah, this one... Yet, this one's honestly really strong, I would say, just because, like... Yeah, sometimes it won't be active, but you can also just use refresh to get yourself back down.
Yeah.
And you don't gain star power that fast if you're not using focus, so yeah. And lastly, Dark Power.
Yeah.
While below 1 SP, +1 POW. While at 2 SP or above, -1 POW. This is pretty good for the same reasons.
Yeah,
It's
so long as
funny
you
you
keep that.
removed the -1 power part from Stellar Power, but not this.
Because it's a lot easier to stay at low star power than it is to stay at high star power when you're losing SP per hit.
Actually, debatably
Oh.
speaking, Stellar Power is probably the best combo of Dark Shield and Dark Power, because that's the fastest way to nuke your SP.
I mean,
You
fair
need a good
enough, but
SP.
also, again, you start at 0 here.
Yeah, but you're eventually going to reach the point where that doesn't activate.
Yeah. I mean, well, fair, you could also just use refresh and get back down.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah. In any case, and then finally we have some miscellaneous badges. Spike Shield. It's just Doki Doki manga. Dizzy Attack.
Nice.
Inflict Dizzy on one foe for 2 turns when the battle starts.
Oh,
Trolled.
head start.
Yeah.
Gain fast for
First
3
but
turns when the
dizzy.
battle starts. In Darkstar Edition, this is like a huge ripoff where it's HPP there and gives you fast for 1 turn.
Wow.
Darkstar Edition really hates it when you use extra turns.
Yeah. Anyways, Flower Health. All FP cards reduced by 1, but your moves now cost HP instead of FP.
This got banned with flower badges.
Yeah. And lastly, Crazy Heart. Restore 3 HP every other turn.
Wait, hold on. I think we're forgetting one. Let me see if I can find it.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm finding it.
Anything.
Ban TTI right now.
Yeah, right.
Alright,
Mm.
TTI, you need to join the podcast and then you
Let me
can
just
talk on stream.
put it in podcast text real quick.
Yeah.
There it is.
Click the video.
I used to have big HP
Oh,
trademark
God.
here, then I realized, this is probably a bit dumb, and I got rid of it. But this is a thing in Darkstar Edition.
Real is true.
Yeah, it deserves the
Seeing
one-winged
this, I'm
angel
like-
here.
Yeah.
I looked at like the original Paper Mario badges. I remember seeing that on like a list of deleted badges.
Yeah, they added
So,
some of
I
the
guess they
deleted
brought that
badges
one
to
back,
Darkstar
huh?
Edition is the thing, so yeah. such as Berserker.
Why does it let you heal even if the move doesn't do damage?
Because it had -2 POW, otherwise it would just do nothing.
You understand the implications with this, though.
That's why I got
You never
rid of
die.
it. Anyways, Birthright. Mario can now use a turn to switch out any of his personalized badges, just like the 8-base.
That
Probably nice that he gets
is
probably funny with
very
his
dangerous
attack
here,
Bright Star.
actually. Think
It
about
is
it for a
indeed smart.
second. 53 badges you can swap in at any given moment. You have a lot of moves at your disposal, plus all these other neat utilities.
Yep.
It's definitely very cool.
One thing that Cherry did when he used this character, used Head Start and then used Badge Swapper to swap it out after it grew off.
Debatably, you can swap
that's
it back in to
probably
get fast
the
for
most
3 turns
important.
again.
Depends.
Does that
Anyways,
work?
Eden's Blessing, the Star Cake. Restores 3 SP instantly. In the game, this one restores 4 SP, but they said no. So, yeah.
God.
But yeah, you know, there's a lot of recipes in Dark Star Edition. I decided to just go with the one that interacts the cleanest with the Star Power gimmick.
Fair. Alright, so for our last one, this one should be familiar to anybody who was in Division.
Power of the Stones. Mario calls upon the power of the various stones to gain near the end of his adventure. He can use each of these effects once. When he initially uses this Final Smash, he can use one of the stones of his choice, and after that, he can use up a turn to use any of them he hasn't used yet. If used via the Final Smash meter, he just uses one of the effects. His power will not be reduced by normal FS meter rules, and won't get the other stones abilities. If he uses the FS meter again, however, he can use any stone he hasn't used already. If someone manages to go through all 5, he can pick any of them on a 6th use. And so on. First up, we have the Ultra Stone. Levels up all allies besides Mario himself once, and gives them all a special move. All summons gain a fledgling upgrade or +2 max HP and +1 power if they have none. Void Stone.
That's kind of
Clones
amazing.
all
I feel
items
like
in
this
Mario's
power beats
inventory.
the Final Smash, but I don't know which one.
Void Stone clones all items in Mario's inventory. Mario's not generally an item user, at least not this incarnation, but like, you know, if you do happen to have some, hey.
Here's my take. Use Quick Pass to just dump a bunch of items into Mario's inventory.
Yeah.
Also true.
Warp Stone. For the next 5 turns, Mario can move an extra time, wherever in the turn order he wants. Which, yeah.
Funny.
Basically fast for 5 turns. Guardstone. Grants +1 def, courage, immune, and airtight to Mario or an ally for 3 turns.
I'm not sure I'd have that as a Final Smash, honestly. It's effective, but I'm not sure if all I want to do with my
on
Final
its own,
Smash is
probably not,
defense.
but also, you know, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, you do get 4 of the stones with this on base Smash, the Smash
And
Ball.
lastly, the Knowledge Stone. Triggers the effects of Bit Shift on any 3 moves that someone on the field can use.
We have to explain this
3
one.
bit shifts at once.
So, yeah, Bit Shift. So, funny story about the Knowledge Stone. For those of you who are not aware, when you get the Knowledge Stone in Dark Star Edition, gives you the link to the source code.
That's incredible.
Oh.
So,
Hey,
yeah.
what do we just send you the entire link to it?
Yeah, it sends you the link to the download for it on MediaFire.
That is really funny, honestly. That's literally
That's
all
like
it
the
does.
entire effect of it? Wow.
Yep,
Yeah.
it has no in-game effects. It just lets you mod the game.
Yeah,
And that's why I gave it Bit Shift.
that's incredibly based.
Yeah, for the record,
Yay.
you get the Knowledge Stone after beating the Dark Temple, so, you know, you earned it by that point.
You earned the ability to mod the game.
Yeah. Yeah, so, Darkstar Mario. I feel like he has enough stuff to the point. I feel like it might be the tiny bit biased, but I'm kind of feeling S tier on this one. Look at how much stuff he has.
I say
A
it
tier at
because
least,
the moment
S
you
tier
consider
at an A.
Birthright, you have to realize just how much versatility that gives his badge setup in one go.
It kind of just speaks for itself, honestly.
Regardless
Jump
of what you
charge, Mega
bring,
Bounce, Quake Jump, Recoil
Mario
Throw,
can just
Mega
walk
Quake,
Imagine
exact shit
Dark
he needs to
Power.
counter you at given
stellar
point.
flowers, head start. Just
Imagine
so
if you
much
give
stuff.
yourself like all personalized
Yeah.
badges.
You
and
may
then you can
just say that,
switch
oh
your
hey,
entire
a
move
lot of them
set
are just
whenever you
deal damage. You have to realize the main point is that Mario can swap to whatever he needs to make sure he counters whatever you're breaking.
Yep. I'm like, even without birthrights, a lot of these options are still pretty dang good on their own.
Yeah. Diddy Stop comes to mind.
Yep, Dizzy Stomp, and
want.
again, the goated pair Mega Bounce and Recoil Throw. Just
Yeah,
the
holy
two,
shit.
not to mention all the stuff he has with the focus pad is just, yeah, everything he has. Anyways,
And there we have it. 1,000 characters, folks.
yep,
We
that seems like a
Actually,
good place
finally
to
made
stop
it.
for today. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you all
Where do we
next
go
time to
from
see
here?
what kind of characters people came up with after we reached number 1,000. It's all downhill here from here, folks.
That's
See you next
right.
time.
Every character
And
aside
there's
from
a
this
few
one,
outside.
character number 1,000 below, will be going in F tier automatically.